Psalms 144:1. Blessed be the Lord, my strength, which teaches my hands to war, my fingers to fight. Exodus 15:3. The Lord is a man of war, and the Lord is his name. Matthew chapter 10, verse 34. Think not that I came to bring peace on this earth. I came not to bring peace, but a sword. It's blood in my eyes. I've been watching friends turn to rivals on a downward spiral. They just trying to go viral. I'm just trying to live tribal. According to the Bible, I don't want to be your idol. I don't want to be your idol. I'm a killer, never beat. No need to check the vitals. Go crazy on these tracks. Fresh out the asylum. A God-fearing man, but this is necessary violence. Concealed and well-equipped. Got these heathens off balance. I'ma read these scriptures till my people start advancing. I'ma squeeze these triggers till my fingers get a callus. Spiritually became rich, ain't even living lavish. Used to fight demons off, but now I'm slaying dragons. Speak the truth till I'm deported. Wise men in my circle, the knowledge I absorb it. The world is living lawless, but our execution's flawless. I wonder whose prayers help me out the darkness. Now I'm harking with this larking, and we can get it sparking, and you can get a coffee. This walking for the weak, we aggressive but discreet. I won't turn the other cheek. I don't even go to sleep. I don't even like to blink. I'm just trying to find some peace. Take a struggle, giving credit where the credit is due. Well established by this wisdom, only standing with a few. See that screw face while we preaching, get that devil out of you. Yeah, it's only one truth. It's just different point of views. Kaleidoscope, sonic notes coming out these common folks. Every verse got a quote. These kingdoms fall like dominoes, and we yelling adios. We ain't falling for no hopes. They killing us through common codes. This game is hot, fresh off the stove. When the Lord created us, you know he broke the mold. The world is ours for the taking. I can never sell my soul. I've been riding on my own, watching friends turn to foes, but I was bred for this. Speaking truth got me on the red list, the fed list. Circle around the atlas, my checklist. These rappers, they puppets. They A&R's ventriloquists. This real rap, no silly shit. Stay armed up and well equipped. It's wartime, better read the script. Slice the beat, just let it drip. We all in, it's clutch time. All praise to the Most High. We all in, it's clutch time. All praise to the Most High. Blood in my eyes, blood in my eyes. I got blood in my eyes, blood in my eyes. Shalom, Israel. It's your boy New Breed coming through with another video, a live stream. If you like that track right there, that's called Blood in My Eyes. That song is from myself. Artist name, I Am New Breed. If you would like to hear that song, go subscribe to New Breed Music and Motivation. There's a lot of fire tracks on there. On today's lesson, or this evening's lesson rather, we're going to have a very impactful, powerful live stream this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of things that got to be unveiled in regards to Egyptology, in regards to America and the gods of America, the gods of Egypt, because they are the same gods, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. And we're going to talk a lot about this. We're going to really go into in-depth detail. We're going to get some sources. We're going to get some scriptures. And tonight, we're even going to open up the lines. If you're a brother or a sister who is pro-Egypt, then you can call in tonight. You know, if you're a brother or sister who follow quote-unquote Egyptology, and you believe that Egyptology has the answers for our people, then you can call in tonight. And also, if you're a brother or sister who would like to add to what I'm saying, going against the gods of Egypt and the gods of America, you're going to be able to call in tonight and add more information, all right? And this is going to be phenomenal because like never before, brothers and sisters, I'm going to actually go into the laws of Mayat, and I'm going to break them down. I'm going to dissect the laws of Mayat. I'm going to give you some history on Egypt. I'm going to tell you what Egypt is about, and I'm going to go to the sources. Now, it's so important to go to the Egyptian laws because often within the Black community, we are speaking about what rules and regulations and guidelines that we can live by in order to basically survive in this day and age or even rise to the top. All right. So it's important and very necessary to study all the rules of engagement. You have some brothers who are leaning more towards the side of the Hebraic faith and following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. And then you have others who serve other gods. They serve different ideologies. They have different beliefs. They have their own quote unquote truth. And we're going to break all that down. We're going to have a open conversation and an open discussion this evening. All right. We're going to really break down the pros and cons of their laws. And I'm going to just put this out here. I'm going to put it out there what I believe personally. I believe in the Most High God, brothers and sisters. I believe in the creator of heaven and earth. I believe in his son. Some people call Jesus Christ. Some people call Yeshua. Some people call Yeshaya. Some people call Yahweh Shah. I believe in the Most High God and his son. I believe that in order to have salvation, you have to live an example that his son lived. You have to go to his son for forgiveness. He was the example. Christ was the king of our people. That's my beliefs. All right. I am not, let me just put this out here. I am not involved in mainstream Christianity whatsoever. Mainstream Christianity is paganism. All right. It's pagan, straight up. It has high levels of Roman Catholicism. If you would like to call me a Christian, I am a follower of Christ, but I am a pre-Constantine Christian, meaning before the Roman Catholic influence was on Christianity, when following Christ was pure. Now, the reason why I don't consider myself a modern day Christian is because the one you call Jesus Christ was not a Christian. There was no religion called Christianity. All right. So let me just put that out there, because you're going to have different people calling in tonight and not understanding what this is about. But we're going to go to some sources. And let me say this. A lot of brothers and sisters within the states, they believe that they know a lot more about Egypt than they actually do. And that's my opinion. That's what I see. All right. A lot of these brothers and sisters believe that they know more than the damn History Channel. I'm going to keep it real with you. You don't even know more than the History Channel. The History Channel knows a great deal about Egypt. They have legit researchers, investigative journalists. They have legit historians. So one of my sources will be the History Channel. All right. Also, it's interesting when you are dealing with people all over the world, when you are having conversations with brothers and sisters all over the world, when you know people from various countries. You know what the interesting thing is, brothers and sisters? A lot of people in Egypt don't even know what Egyptology is. In this modern day culture, in this modern day time, a lot of people in Egypt are actually following Islam. And even people from the diaspora, people of Negroid descent who live in Egypt, they have no idea what Egyptology is. So I'm going to prove to you that this is something that was pretty much made up in the confines of social media within the black community and this new age, this kind of new age doctrine that's floating around. Let me just put that out there. All right. Now, I see somebody in the chat say they know more than you. Okay. Hey, you're going to be able to call in tonight. That person who said that, you're going to be able to call in tonight and show what you know about Egypt. Because I know a great deal about Egypt. And I'm going to prove, and I'm going to bring sources. But before we even dive in, man, let me greet y'all the people, y'all. Let me greet y'all, man. We got AC in here. We got Revival Music. We got Amarion Slaughter, Spiritual Jordan. Yeah. We got the people up in here. Barry Russell, what's good? Ski. Yeah. Hey, if you in this live chat, make sure y'all mash that thumbs up. Allow YouTube to send those notifications out. Yeah, God-fearing King in here says, I've been researching all day. That's what's up. You might need to call in tonight. Yeah, we got Sam Garber in the house. What's good? True Howard. Yeah. AC. Straight Facts in the house. Rima Word Clothing. Yuckanon the plug. You already know what it is. Yeah. LGI Vibe called West. Yeah. What's good? Man, Cavanta Washington is in here. Everett Peters in this joint. Deborah Lee. Man, y'all up in here. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all mash that thumbs up. We about to go to some sources. Yes, indeed. Let's talk. We talking Egypt tonight. We talking about the gods of Egypt. What God do you serve? Yeah, let's get it, man. Let's start this thing off, man. Let's get it. Let's get it. Our first source that we're gonna go to is the History Channel. HistoryChannel.com. All right. And this particular segment is called Strange Egypt. Strange Egypt. All right, let's get it.
For thousands of years, the monuments of Egyptian civilization have dazzled mankind. But there is another, often unknown aspect of life along the Nile, an eerie world of magic and puzzling beliefs.
An eerie world of magic and puzzling beliefs. Prepare to be shocked at what the belief system of Egypt is and was. And this is just one source. I got sources today. This is just one.
To understand this ancient culture, we travel back 5,000 years and examine the strange ways that Egyptians lived and died. We begin with their creation myth, a bizarre tale of sex, incest, and violence.
Wow. They're going to be talking about sex, incest, violence. Man, prepare yourselves. All you Egyptologists out there, prepare yourselves. Take notes. Get your notes ready to call in tonight. Get your notes ready.
The Egyptians imagined that a god actually masturbated the world into existence. And
What? They believed that a god masturbated himself into existence. That's number one. We're going to prove that to be fact. Let me tell you a source that I went to correlate that actual fact. All right? And the source I went to correlate that actual fact is an article in bustle.com. All right. And it's called History of Male Orgasm and Masturbation. All right. And y'all know I talk a lot about NoFap, but I'm going to share with y'all tonight some of the customs that Egyptologists kept in regards to masturbation and things of that nature. It's going to shock you. All right. It's going to shock you. So mature audiences, let me put this disclaimer out there. If you're mature, you got to be mature audience. Viewer discretion is advised with this video because their customs were quite strange. All right. Now, I'm just showing you that I'm fact-checking everything that the History Channel was saying. All right. I'm showing you that I'm fact-checking what they're saying.
1,000 years and examine the strange ways that Egyptians lived and died. We begin with their creation myth, a bizarre tale of sex, incest, and violence.
The Egyptians imagined that a god actually masturbated the world into existence. And out of semen came male and female gods, who then reproduced through regular sexual reproduction and created successive generation of male and female gods.
In the pantheon of
Egyptians did not serve one god, brothers and sisters. They believed that a man masturbated their gods into existence. gods and goddesses. And this is truly what they believe. And as you dig deeper and you actually fact check what they're saying, you're going to find out that this is absolutely true. All right.
Egyptian deities, brother marries sister. These incestuous gods bring family feuds to violent new heights.
Osiris was invited to a party by his brother Seth, and as a party favor, Seth offered a coffin. Only at an Egyptian festival would a coffin be an appropriate party favor.
Driven by jealousy, Seth locks Osiris inside the coffin and throws it into the Nile. After a frantic search, Isis, Osiris's wife, finds his body. But Seth attacks again. He slices his brother into pieces and scatters body parts across the countryside.
She was able to find all of the pieces except for his phallus, which had been eaten by a fish.
Isis binds her husband's body together, turning Osiris into the first mummy. For thousands...
So they started mummifying people basically to immortalize them. They believed that if they preserved the body and they buried the body in gold, that they can actually take the gold with them into the afterlife. These people were idolaters, all right? They were straight up idolaters. Let me proceed.
Thousands of years, Egyptians will imitate this story, carefully wrapping the corpses of their loved ones. Isis, however, finds another way to ensure the immortality of Osiris.
As again, I told you, these people are obsessed with immortality. All your Hollywood celebrities are obsessed with immortality. They want to live forever. I told you these people are afraid of death. They are afraid of what happens in the afterlife. I've said that many times before. The same gods that they serve in Hollywood are the same Egyptian gods. The same spiritual teachers that y'all see talking about they Amun Ra and the Book of the Dead and so on and so forth. All these people serve the same gods that they serve in Hollywood. There's no difference, brothers and sisters. All right.
By her own magical powers, she recreated a new penis and then was able to impregnate herself through her divine husband and bear his son and heir, the god Horus.
Ancient Egyptians believed their magnificent civilization was formed by this mixture of incest, masturbation, and castration.
Man, these people believed in castrating the body, like literally after death, as some form of immortality. This is crazy. This is crazy, brothers and sisters. Let's get it, man.
It would be thousands of years before the rest of the world got a peek at how strange it could get in an Egyptian bedroom.
Oh, it got real wild up in an Egyptian bedroom. These people took lasciviousness to a whole nother level. These people was into bestiality, which we're going to prove through the sources. These people were into any and everything. Nothing was off limits. And that would explain this free-forming sexual culture that we have to this day here in America.
1821. Egypt's empire is long gone. European armies occupy her land. French consul Bernardino Draviti combs through the ruins of an ancient village called Deir el Medina.
And let's just make this perfectly clear. America serves the same gods as Egypt. The Greeks stole all the philosophies from Egypt. That's why they cut the noses off the Sphinx. That's why you see an eye on the back of the dollar bill. A lot of people believe that that comes through Freemasonry. No, the eye on the dollar bill with the all-seeing eye signifies Horus. All right? It signifies Horus, and the pyramid is the Pyramid Giza, which the theory is that Azazel is buried underneath the pyramid. Azazel being a god that the world powers go visit. The world powers go visit the Pyramid Giza every year. All right? All of them, all you politicians, Obama, Trump, the Bushes, the Clintons, the Queen of England, all of them go visit the Pyramid Giza. All right, they serve the gods of Egypt in America, right? That's why there's a show that comes on called American Gods. In this show, American Gods, they're showing you what gods they serve. They're Egyptian gods: Isis, Horus, Aset, all of them Egyptian gods. All right, but let's get it.
Looking for artifacts. Built more than 3,500 years ago, probably by Pharaoh Amenhotep III, this working-class town near the Valley of the Kings once housed the men who constructed the royal monuments.
That is a very important village that we can know a lot about marriage.
We're gonna fast forward this a little bit here. We already know that the Greeks stole all their information from Egypt.
Of Deir el Medina,
with their beautiful gowns, and the clothing in ancient Egypt, especially for women, really enhanced the body.
All right, let's stop here for a second.
modern scholars aren't sure. But in the village of Deir el Medina, archaeologists did find evidence that sexual vitality was on the mind of the average Egyptian. The ruins of the village were littered with statues of Hathor, the goddess of love.
So they had a goddess and a god for everything. A god for rain, a goddess for love, the god of sex, the god of infertility, the god of fertility. I mean, they had so many gods. That's why you cannot ask a quote-unquote Egyptologist or New Ager what god they serve. It's so many gods to choose from, all right? It's so many to choose from.
Bes, the male god of fertility. Bes is portrayed as a dwarf with a large phallus.
So they got their god of fertility. Their god of fertility is a dwarf with a large phallus. I mean, they literally would tattoo this dwarf onto their bodies. This is crazy.
Married women often tattooed images of the dwarf Bes on their thighs.
So they would get this tattoo on their thighs of a dwarf with a large phallus in order, I guess their belief is that it helped them to procreate.
Egypt was a very sensual society. The women with their beautiful gowns, and the clothing in ancient Egypt, especially for women, really enhanced the body.
Hey, somebody in the comment board said they were obsessed with phalluses. That's a fact. I mean, listen, if you look inside of the pyramid walls, I mean, it was phalluses everywhere. Even if you can make the correlation to America as well. They're obsessed with phalluses. When you go down to downtown Washington, D.C., and you look at the monument is just a phallus. You understand? That's all it is a phallus. It signifies fertility, you know?
Oddly enough, there's no real record of the disapproval of premarital sex in ancient Egypt.
There's no real record of the disapproval of premarital sex. Now, I want y'all to highlight that. That's key. Because if you're looking at the world we live in and this free-forming sexual society that we have here in America, you got all of these babies out of wedlock. You got all of these broken families. Is this really good for our people? There's no real laws regarding marriage. Marriage is the foundation for growth and development, brothers and sisters. Family is the structure that brings nations to the top. It's all about bloodline, family, and lineage, right? So in Egypt, they didn't have any laws regarding that. And that's a pivotal law. That's pivotal laws that we need.
Don't even have a word for virgin, which is very odd, because we have so many written records.
They don't even have a word for virgin. Because listen, they was getting it popping.
Most women married soon after puberty, at age 12 or 13. Boys a few years older. Scholars believe there was no wedding. The couple simply moved in together.
We haven't.
There was no wedding. There was no agreement to come together under one accord under the Almighty God. They just moved in together. You know, marriage is important, brothers and sisters, to nation building, and that's one of the key factors that I wanted to point out, because we're going to be comparing the laws, our laws, biblical laws, which biblical laws include ceremonial laws. Ceremonial include marriage. Our laws have dietary laws. Our laws have moral and civil laws, how you should operate among each other, how you should treat each other. Our laws have a trading system. Our laws have it all. Listen, when the children of Israel was at their highest potential, we were unstoppable, completely unstoppable, because our laws and our structure was so in order. But let's get it.
No good indication of a formal marriage ceremony. We have no good indication of the state taking any interest in marriage whatsoever.
After marriage, however, the rules changed. Adultery was considered shameful. In Deir el-Medina, archaeologists found legal records that suggest it was not uncommon.
There's one man named Paneb, a famous workman at Deir el-Medina, who was really unbelievable.
So later on down the line, they decided that adultery was shameful. All right, now adultery is when a man is going after another man's wife. That's literally the definition of adultery. And, you know, you can see how that can be shameful because, they were probably sleeping with kings' wives and things of that nature. And so they had to implement something. But all in all, man, this is a rebellious society. And I mean a rebellious against the Most High. Somebody says sex is marriage in the comment section. Absolutely. Sex is marriage. But there's also supposed to be an agreement and a consummation that takes place. According to the Hebraic law, you would actually have to go to the father. You would have to earn the respect from the father. You would have to get a token from the daughter to prove that she was a quote unquote virgin. You would have to pay the father. And it would put things in order where it would be a respect factor there. So those were our laws. All right. So sex is marriage. Sex is the actual consummation of marriage. But we had ceremonies. You actually had to court a woman. You actually had to, deal with the family. And they had to have approval before you got married. All right.
Believable. He had sex with a lot of women who were married, and he even had sex with a woman and her daughter, and his son had sex with the same woman's daughter.
When faced with marital woes, the Egyptians invented a solution that isn't strange at all by today's standards. Divorce.
They say it's not strange today at today's standards. I'm telling you, it's the same gods of America that's in Egypt. Now, divorce has skyrocketed. Everybody's splitting up. Nobody's staying together. That was not uncommon in Egypt. In our law, in our culture, our original culture, marriage was held to a very high regard. Marriage was taken seriously. With the Most High bring together, let no man separate. It was taken very seriously. Matter of fact, if a woman separated, she wasn't supposed to get married again and find another guy unless the husband was actually passed on. Unless the husband died, she's not supposed to move on according to our laws. So we're just comparing laws right now. But let's listen to a little bit more of this, and we're going to go to some scriptures. All right. And we got more sources as well.
What you have is actually much more like modern day United States, and that is serial monogamy.
Wow. She said exactly what my sentiments are. What we have right now is similar to what goes on to the United States. Serial monogamy. That's exactly what happens in the United States. And you got all these people who are against polygyny, but all these women who are practicing serial monogamy. You with one person, then you with them for a couple years, couple months, what have you, then you go into the next person. Then you go into the next person. Then you go into the next person. That's serial monogamy. And that's what goes on in America. There's nothing holy and righteous or orderly about none of that. Let's play that again right there. Y'all gotta hear where this is coming from.
No good indication of a formal marriage ceremony. We have no good indication of this.
One man named Pan
Is actually much more like modern day United States, and that is serial monogamy. That it was relatively easy for either a man or a woman to divorce the spouse for cause or just because they don't like them anymore.
They get tired of the same old thing, so now they move on. They just don't like them no more. That's what goes on here. You know why? Because people in America serve the same gods of Egypt. And all the conscious community serve those same gods. All right? Straight up.
One of the mysteries the ancient Egyptians tried to solve was how not to get pregnant.
Oh, there go birth control. How not to get pregnant. In America, they got birth control, right? They got pills that you can take now that totally destroy your insides. All your internal organs get grinded up taking these pills. Your body get filled up with water and everything else taking these birth control pills. It started somewhere. It started in where? Ancient Egypt. And you know I'm pro-life all day, so I'm against birth control.
Medical documents describe several strange forms of contraception. Things like honey and a combination of dates and acacia bark.
They would be substances that would be inserted into the vagina, and among the least appealing are things like crocodile dung.
They would stick crocodile dung inside the vagina to make the woman sterile. Are y'all hearing me? Are you telling me that these historians who study in Egypt, who are making a comparison to modern day culture in America, are wrong? That's what they did.
Some people have suggested they were more effective at keeping men away from the woman than it was for actually contraception itself.
Yeah, somebody said they did what? Crocodile dung. They would shove crocodile dung inside the vagina as a form of birth control to make the woman sterile. Now, listen, that's next level right there. I'm pretty sure some infections was going on. I don't even want to get too graphic, but gracious.
There was also a darker, more sinister side of sexuality in ancient Egypt. One book of dream interpretations describes fantastic scenes of women having sex with a crocodile, a serpent, even a mouse.
Bestiality was held to high regards in Egypt. All right? Why else do you think you see these various gods with a man's body and a dog head? Or they have bird wings or a fish face. These people was probably hitting dolphins. I'm talking about these things. Listen, these people were going in anything that they can go in. Anything that had a hole, they was on a roll. You hear me? Anything. You think genetic splicing and making human hybrid beings out of pigs and dogs and all of that, you think that's something new? You think these little creatures that they finding with human faces coming up on an ocean shore is something new? No. They was doing this in ancient Egypt, brothers and sisters. Ain't nothing new under the sun. Let's get it, man.
And some families felt the need to protect their loved ones against necrophilia.
There is some evidence.
Necrophilia. Dead bodies.
That certain bodies were not delivered to the embalmers directly after the death, but were actually kept in the house. And the assumption is because the husband was afraid that the body would be violated by the embalmers.
Scholars have speculated that working with the dead.
You couldn't even bury your loved one. Could you imagine that? You wouldn't even want to take your auntie's body to the embalmer because you're afraid that they're going to be in there dealing with your aunt and your grandparents and all that. You don't want the body defiled. I guarantee that happens in the States too. Pretty sure it happens.
Embalmer such an awful odor that not even prostitutes would sleep with them.
And it said it gave the embalmer such a disgusting odor. Prostitutes in the city wouldn't even deal with these embalmers because they messing with something that ain't moving, man. Now they got the smell of death reeking from them.
If the behavior on the streets of Deir el-Medina seems odd to us, in the halls of the Pharaoh's palace, it got even more perplexing. Imitating their gods, these ancient kings sometimes entered into incestuous marriages.
In order to ensure that the line was as pure as could be, they very often wound up marrying their half-sisters or someone in the family.
So listen, when you talk about the quote-unquote royal families, the Illuminati bloodline, nothing they have done have been original, all right? They stole this from Egypt, the sleeping with each other and incest and all of that to keep the bloodlines pure. They were already doing that in Egypt. Listen, there's nothing original about the Greeks and the Romans, nothing whatsoever. And listen, yeah, these Egyptians were black. They were black people. But just because they were black people, that don't mean that you got to follow them, brothers and sisters. Like, that's why I state many, many times that this channel is a pro-truth channel. I am not pro-black. Just because you're a black person don't mean you righteous and don't mean you serving the Most High God. This is a pro-truth channel. Truth is, yeah, the Egyptians were black. The Egyptians, they did a lot of things to elevate modern culture and modern society. They had a lot of technology. They were innovators of a lot of things. But brothers and sisters, they was wicked as hell. They was getting a lot of their information from demons and fallen spirits. These people were disgusting. And most of all, they enslaved the children of Israel, which we're going to go into the Bible and show you the history between us, because that's who we are, the children of Israel. Hebrew lives matter. I'm going to show you the biblical history between us and them. There's a difference. Brothers and sisters, a lot of y'all who've come into this awakening, this spiritual journey, you got to know you are not Egyptian. And if you believe in all of these philosophies, if you stake claim to their rules and regulations, if that resonates with your spirit, then damn it, maybe you are Egyptian and you just watching the wrong channel. You know? But let's continue this a little bit longer. This is crazy. I advise all y'all to watch this full. I want y'all to watch this full documentary here, but I'm gonna play a little bit more because it gets wild, y'all.
This chair belonged to Cinnamon, the daughter of King Amenhotep III. In one of the more bizarre episodes of Egyptian history, she also became her father's spouse, sharing the title of Great Royal Wife with her own mother.
Wives played important roles in serving goddesses as priestesses. So
I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to see an incest agenda in America. All right? You're going to see an incest agenda. Now, these things already happen. These things already go on behind closed doors. They're often not talked about. The truth is, there's a lot of people who go through this type of abuse. And this is something that they're going to push. I mean, nothing is off limits here. They've already opened the floodgates of hell in sexual impurity and wickedness. It's already, the doors are already open. They allowing everything. Here it is. You got Gabrielle Union's son, a child. They're talking about castrating him and turning him into a little girl. So this stuff right here it's coming to this. It's truly coming to this. Now, let's play a little bit more. I know I keep saying that, but this documentary is absolutely informative. But I am going to go to some outside sources just to fact check everything they're saying, improve everything they're saying. And listen again, this evening, y'all going to be able to call in. All right? If you are pro-Egyptology, you're going to be able to call in and state your claim. If you can add to what this discussion is, you can call in, but play a little bit more of this.
It's not at all clear that they were bedmates.
Pharaohs maintained large harems of secondary wives and concubines, sometimes hundreds of women. This allowed them to put their own stamp on the imperial gene pool.
Now you hear that? It said it allowed them to put their own stamp on the genetic gene pool. And see, that's why polygyny is important, to build a population, to rise to the top, because you can create life from that. That's why there's more women born than men. But that's a whole nother topic for another day. Look, let's go into some sources, all right? And again, that's how Egypt became so great. And that's why they also implemented birth control against the children of Israel, because we were populating expeditiously when we were serving in Egypt. All right. Now, let's go here. Hold on one moment. We're gonna hit the scriptures up real quick, y'all. We're gonna hit them scriptures up. And let me just put this out here. Egypt is gone. Egypt ain't coming back. All right? The children of Israel are going to rise to the top. Egypt's not coming back. All right? Let's just put that out here. Isaiah chapter 19, verse 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. The Most High God judged Egypt with fierce punishment. The Most High God destroyed Egypt. He came through and brought wrath to Egypt. He left Egypt desolate. He destroyed the kings and the pharaohs of Egypt. It ain't no more Egyptians. Original Egyptians. He destroyed them. All right? And when I say there's no more original Egyptians, I mean that Egyptians who are ruling, there's none of them who are in the ruling class at this current time. That's what I mean by that. Let me be clear about that. Isaiah chapter 36, verse 6. Lo, thou truest in thy staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. Anybody trusting in these pharaohs, I don't care if they're modern day pharaohs or those pharaohs of old, anybody trusting them will be dashed to pieces and destroyed. Because they're not giving you the laws of the Most High God. They don't serve the Most High God. It's just the truth. All right? That saith the Most High. Let's go to Revelations 11 and 8. And here's the comparison right here to how he's going to judge America. This is prophecy right here. Revelations 11 and 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Now we know that our Lord was crucified by the Romans. And if you look at America, it's just another Rome. Rome never died. It only went into perdition. It says in this scripture that dead bodies shall lay in the streets. This scripture also compares this land to Sodom and Egypt. It is a mixture spiritually of Sodom and Gomorrah and ancient Egypt. They follow the gods of ancient Egypt, but they're going to have the spirit of Sodom and Gomorrah. And you know what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah. The Most High rained fire, hell, and brimstone on Sodom and Gomorrah because there was so much homosexuality going on. There was so much sexual impurity going on. There was so much wickedness going on that he had to rain fire on that place. America's going to have the same fate if they continue following the gods of Egypt. Straight up. Let's go. Let's get it. Now, Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 7. Then I said unto them, cast ye away every man the abomination of his eyes, and defile not yourself with the idols of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Defile not yourself with the gods of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Not Amun-Ra, not Aset, not Isis, not Hotep. I am your God, the most high God. Defile not yourself with these gods. Defile not yourself with these gods. Don't follow their magic and their sorcery and their witchcraft. The Most High God makes it straight up plain as day. Now watch this. Acts chapter 7, verse 22. And I'm going to show you how powerful Moses was, because he already knew what the Egyptians knew. He was taught and studied and learned in Egypt. He knew everything. But I'm going to show you what Moses did. I'm going to show you what Moses did. Also known as Moshe. Acts chapter 7, verse 22. And Moses was learned in all wisdom of Egyptians, and was mighty in his words and in deeds. So Moses already knew everything about Egypt. He studied them. He was raised as an Egyptian. He was found by the waters. He was named Moses. You understand? He learned the truth. He learned that he was a child of Israel. He learned that he was a Levite, also known as a Haitian. Moses completely, he changed the whole script on him, and I'm going to show you. Let's go to Exodus. All right? We're going to Exodus chapter 7. And the Lord said unto Moses, see how it says, the Lord said unto Moses, see, I have made thee a god to Pharaoh, and Aaron thy brother shall be thy prophet. Thou shalt speak all that I command thee, and Aaron thy brother shall speak unto Pharaoh, that he send the children of Israel out of his land. And I will harden Pharaoh's heart, and multiply my signs and my wonders in the land of Egypt. So listen. The Most High God prepared Moses to deliver his people out of Egypt. And the Most High God purposely hardened the Pharaoh's heart. The Pharaoh didn't want to hear anything. The Most High did that to him. So the Most High can show what type of wrath and destruction that he can bring to Egypt. He said, I'm going to harden Pharaoh's heart. He's not going to let y'all go. He's going to keep y'all here. He's going to keep y'all in this demonic ass system. But listen, I'm going to harden his heart, and I'm going to show you my power and my strength. That's going to happen in this day and age. There's going to be a second Exodus. The Bible speaks about a second Exodus. These demons who work in these political structures, they're not going to let us go. They're going to continue to put the pressure on God's people, and the Most High is going to show his mighty works. He's going to show his wrath. He's going to destroy these people. And it's going to be something way bigger than what happened in Egypt. The Bible says, I will do a new thing. What he did in Egypt is not even going to hold a torch to what's going to happen in this day and age. It's not even going to hold a flame to what the Most High God is going to do here in America. When they keep on pressuring us, when they keep on putting out these vaccinations, when they keep on shooting us down by police, when they keep on harassing us in our communities, when they keep on going against us, when they keep putting the pressure on us, the Most High God is going to judge them. Their children are going to be plagued. They're going to die. These people are going to get sicknesses. These people are going to have animals attacking them. The animal kingdom is going to turn against them. The nature itself is going to turn against them. These people are going to be destroyed. But anybody who is not following the Lord of thy host, the Most High God, is going to catch that wrath. They're going to get all that smoke. I'm telling you right now. Real talk. It says, but Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt and bring forth mine armies and my people, the children of Israel, out of the land of Egypt by judgments. And the Egyptians shall know I am the Lord, when I stretch forth my hand upon Egypt and bring out the children of Israel among them. Let's get it. And Moses and Aaron did as the Lord commanded them. So they did. And Moses was 80 years old, and Aaron 83 years old, when they spake unto Pharaoh. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying, when Pharaoh shall speak unto you, saying, show a miracle for you, Then thou shalt unto Aaron take thy rod and cast it before Pharaoh, and it shall become a serpent. So listen, the Most High God was already showing miracles to Pharaoh. Imagine this. Moses got before Pharaoh and showed the staff turn into a serpent. He showed his staff turn into a serpent. Now, let me point this out. The Levitical priesthood, the Haitians, they were very spiritual people. They had great spiritual powers. All my Zoes out there. They got great spiritual powers, but the world corrupted them into doing voodoo. But back then, they were under the power of the Most High God. And I'm going to tell you how this Greek system stole the medical sign from Moses. You see the staff with the serpent wrapped around it? That actually came from Moses. They stole that. You understand? So I'm just pointing that out. But yeah, just to show you how hard that Pharaoh's heart was, of that initial scene right there, it should have went down. We should have been delivered. He should have been like, oh no, I ain't messing with the Most High God's people. But he didn't, brothers and sisters. He didn't. His heart got hard, and Moses, time after time after time, would tell him, this plague is going to come. You're going to have locusts. You're going to have frogs. You know, all your crops are going to die. All of the water in the sea is going to turn red. Every prophecy that Moses said happened, brothers and sisters. Everything happened. All the way into the point where we walked across dry shod, the Red Sea was split, and Pharaoh and his army was completely destroyed. How many of us now are following the Egyptian gods? How many of us now are idolizing the pharaohs? The modern day pharaohs. How many of us now are following behind these Egyptian gods? And you hearing this from somebody who is not in mainstream Christianity. I am not with paganism. I don't celebrate pagan holidays. I serve the Most High God, the creator of heaven and earth. What God do you serve? What God do they serve? Telling you right now, if you in this live stream, mash that thumbs up, brothers and sisters. We're gonna be opening up the lines very soon. Very, very soon. Now, like never before, we are going to go into the laws of Mayat. Yes. Now, a lot of brothers and sisters within the black community understand that we need rules, regulations, and guidelines that we got to live by if we're going to ever rise to the top. If we're ever going to reach our full potential. We got to be all on one accord. Can everybody agree? I hear so many people talking about, man, we need to come together. We need to do this. We need to put our resources together. We need to be that. We need to do that. How are we going to do that if we don't all have the same rules that we live by? We don't have the same regulations and guidelines. The Bible tells you if two don't agree, they can't walk together. That would be chaos. We can come together all day, but all hell going to break loose if there's no rules. People going to be dealing with people's wives. People going to be slandering each other. People going to be internally warring against each other. It's only so long we can last if we come together. We don't have no rules to live by. We got to have a governed body. So, as I stated before, the Bible has ceremonial laws that we can live by, has dietary laws we live by, and it has civil and moral laws that we live by. Contrary to popular belief, there is not over 600 laws like everybody's saying. Let me stand clear. Let me actually correct myself. The 600 laws, the Mosaic laws that people speak of, are laws regarding laws. Meaning if I was to steal from somebody, there would be a law regarding that law. Or if I was to hurt someone, there would be a law regarding that law. All right? So when we talk about the Mosaic laws, a lot of Christians will say, well, we can't keep all 600 laws. Listen, you need to focus on keeping the damn 10 commandments. We all need to focus on keeping the 10 commandments before we start diving into the Mosaic laws. You know, you understand? There were laws regarding laws. If we broke the law, there was a law in place. All right. So there's not 600 Mosaic laws. Get that out of here. That's nonsense. We're not trying to follow 600 laws. Let's focus on the 10 commandments. All right. Let's focus on the 10 commandments. If you look at the 10 commandments, that's powerful enough right there to actually structure a nation. Now we're going to talk about the laws of Mayat. And there's a lot of them, so I'm going to kind of breeze through them. Because you got a lot of Egyptologists that'll say, we got laws too. They'll say that Christianity stole the laws of Mayat. That's where the 10 commandments came from. Number one, the Bible and Christianity don't have nothing to do with each other. All right? The laws of Mayat and the 10 commandments are not the same. And, you know, they always revert back to the laws of Mayat in Egypt, in the Egypt faith. But they never really go through them and read them. They just say, oh, we follow laws of Mayat. I'm going to read the laws of Mayat and I'm going to critically analyze them and dissect them. All right? All right, 42 ideals of Mayat. Let's get it. Honor virtue. That's number one. Honor virtue. Sounds pretty good. Sounds very vague. Honor virtue. That's number one. Benefit without violence. Benefit without violence is number two. Now, let me just put this out here. Nowhere on God's green earth have people not benefited without violence. Nowhere. The land that you know of America right now, the people benefited from violence. There were always wars. You understand? There always will be wars. Matter of fact, the Most High God himself had us wipe out whole villages. Had us wipe out whole towns. Oh yeah, we warriors. It's unrealistic to not have an army in place, to not have soldiers in place. How can you have a sovereign land without warriors, without an army? That law is stupid. Dumb. That's a dumb law. Makes no sense. Number three, I am nonviolent. That's number three, laws of Mayat. I am nonviolent. If you break into my house, I'm going to shoot, stab, and mutilate you. Point blank, period. I'm going to aim for your head. You're going to wish you never broke into my house. I'm going to protect my family any means necessary. You understand that, brothers and sisters? As men, you're supposed to be willing to die for your family. That's part of building a nation. How can you be nonviolent your whole life? Listen, if somebody break in your home, what the hell are you going to do? Revert to the laws of Mayat? Oh, sir, I know you breaking in to rape my family and steal my belongings and kill us, but I'm nonviolent. The laws of Mayat says be nonviolent. Another law that's dumb. It's stupid. Makes no sense. All right, let's go. Number 4, respect the property of others. Okay, I can get with that. The Bible teaches us the same thing. Respect other people's property. I can get with that. Y'all got 1 out of 4. Number 5, I affirm that all life is sacred. I affirm that all life is sacred. That's another stupid, dumb law. So you telling me the life of a pedophile who is a serial child rapist is sacred? Hell no. Their life ain't sacred. They affirm that the life of everything and everybody is sacred. What kind of new age hippie garbage is this? Dumb. Another dumb law. Stupid. It's stupid. Let's throw that one out. Number 6. I give offerings that are genuine and generous. I give offerings that are genuine and generous. Okay, you got another one. That's good. Now, a lot of people in America when they give to somebody, they got to show the whole world that they give it to the homeless. You know, it's one thing to give to somebody, but in order for it to be genuine, you're not supposed to be showing people that you're actually giving to people. All right, but I'll give them that. You should give, you should be genuine when you give. You shouldn't be, you know, basically showing the whole world I'm giving something to a homeless person. All right, let's go. Number 7, I live in truth. That's number 7. I live in truth. What the hell is your truth? And this is why you got so many people talking about, oh, I'm just living my truth. There's only one truth. I'm just living my truth. Hey, and it'd be like, continue to speak your truth. I don't speak my truth. I speak the truth. You understand? Number 8. I hold sacred those objects that are consecrated to the divine. I hold sacred those objects that are consecrated to the divine. Idolatry. That's why these people play with crystals and rocks and gold chains and jewelry, and they hold sacred to idols, to objects, to materials. That's all they do. They are idolaters. That's it. All right, we got that one out the way. Number 9, I speak truth. That's a law. I speak truth. They speak their truth. All right. Number 10, I only eat my fair share. Yep, they eat their fair share, so they don't believe in overeating. I can get with that. But the problem is, what are you allowed to eat? What can you eat? What is good for your body? These people can eat damn rats, rodents, rabbits, roaches, anything under the damn sun, because there are no laws regarding on what you can eat. But I'm okay with moderation in everything. But damn it, what our Bible has dietary laws that we can live by, actual laws, what we can and can't eat. All right, let's go. Y'all gotta bear with me. There's a lot of these dumb laws that they got. Let's see. It says, I speak words of good intent. Listen, I can get with that. You can speak words with good intent. No problem with that. No problem with that. I'll leave that one alone. Number 12, I relate in peace. I relate in peace. The book of Ecclesiastes tell you it's a time for war. It's a time for hate. It's a time for love. It's a time for everything under the sun. You can't always be this peaceful being. You can't always be a monk. You can't always be afraid to ruffle feathers and speak the truth. Somebody said, yeah, they can eat everything out of the damn Blue Lagoon. Facts. It says, I honor animals as sacred. Let me tell you something. They honor animals as sacred, all right? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they definitely honor the animals in ancient Egypt. Oh, yeah. Monkeys, orangutans, yep, goats, chickens, dogs, cats, dolphins. Poor dolphin. I'm telling you, they definitely hold the animals sacred. Yep, in every way, every shape and form. Yeah, they spend a lot of quality time with their animals. Yeah, they animal lovers, no doubt about that. But look, I'm not gonna harbor on that too much. I gotta keep it clean for YouTube. But matter of fact, let me go to a source on that. Let me just stop right. Let's play around with that one for a little bit, y'all. Let me go to a source just to prove that I'm not jumping out the window when I say this. You gotta have the sources. All right, look. We going to Bestiality and Humanity, and we at WordPress.com. Bestiality and Humanity, WordPress.com. Man, let's get it. Let's talk about Egypt. Let's see. Where is it at here? Let me scroll down here. Let's get it here. Man, them Egyptians, boy. They was on some stuff, man. I'm telling you. All right, so in ancient Egypt, we find bestiality recorded in hieroglyphics, and some rulers had a reputation of animal sex. So this is in the hieroglyphs. So for everybody who's trying to break down the hieroglyphs, if you look at it, what you're going to see is you're going to see a goat bent over backwards, if that's even possible. I mean, I've seen some pictures with a goat with their legs wide open. I don't even know how they got a damn goat in that position. How do you get a goat in that position? Where they laying on their back with their legs open? Like, how do you do that? Like, they was actually like attacking these animals, right? But if you go break down the hieroglyphs, you're gonna see some pretty strange things on the hieroglyphs. You're gonna see a lot of animals and a lot of people doing some strange things with some animals. All right, let's get it. It says, in ancient Egypt, we find bestiality recorded in hieroglyphs, and some rulers had a reputation of animal sex. Despite it being punishable, it's known that men had sex with cattle and other large domesticated animals, and women had sex with dogs. Man. Don't y'all know that they actually have sex brothels spread out within the states? Right now, they made it legal. They also made it legal for actual military personnel to deal with animals, deal with goats. So we're making a comparison between modern day times and back then. But kind of make you look at people funny when they be all up in their dog's face and that dog be licking and they be sucking on the dog's tongue and all that like that. Man, like it just make you look at the world different. I'm telling you. Man, Egyptians are reported to have mastered the art of sexual congress with the crocodile. Wow, they bring up the crocodile again. And listen, I went to 4 sources so far. This is my 4th source. The History Channel talked about the crocodile too. They also talked about them shoving crocodile dung inside their vagina as a form of being sterile. Pardon me. It says Egyptians are reportedly to have mastered the art of sexual congress with the crocodile. This was accomplished by turning the creature onto its back, rendering it incapable of resisting penetration. What? This form of copulation was believed to bring prosperity and restore the potency of men. Man, these dudes was... Good gracious, man. I can't even picture that, bro. I can't even picture that. That's crazy. That's crazy. But anyway, let's go back to the laws of Mayat. So they value the animals. I just wanted to point that out. They value the animals. And that was number... which number was that? In the laws of Mayat. That was number 15. Honor animals is sacred. Number 14 is I can be trusted. What the hell? That's the law. I can be trusted. You can't be trusted around my dog or my cat. You can't be trusted around fish. You can't be trusted around large domesticated animals. All right? I can't trust you. I can't trust anybody who believes that they are Amun Ra or they're the god of the dead, and I can't trust you. I'm sorry. That's number 14. I could be trusted. Number 15. I care for the earth. I bet you do. I care for the earth. 16. I keep my own counsel. That's a law. I keep my own counsel. What the hell does that even mean? That means you serve yourself. You keep people around you who are only serving you, and they're not going to tell you right from wrong, pretty much. You serve yourself. That's a law. Now, how can this law help us as people? We already some self-serving, selfish ass bastards. So how the hell this law going to help us come together and rise, right? Number 17. I speak positively on others. Yeah, okay. Sounds good. I agree with that. Speak positively on others. But what happens when a person is a negative person? You can't always speak positive on people. I mean, this has no balance to it. None. I remain in balance with my emotions. Sounds good. I'm with that. I am trustful in my relationships. Now, it says I am trustful in my relationships. How can you be trustful in your relationships with people who don't have no rules? A person who has no rules to live by has no type of parameter to what they can do. All right? They have no parameter to what they can do. All right? If you in this live stream, y'all make sure y'all match that thumbs up now. Let's get these likes matching the thumbs up. We're going to open up the lines pretty soon. But let me finish the laws of Mayat so they can't say that New Breed didn't talk about their laws. All right? Now, I'm going to breeze through these. All right? I'm going to breeze through them. I speak positively on others. I remain in balance with my emotions. I am trustful in my relationship. I hold purity in high esteem. You got to tell us what purity is. I spread joy. Sounds good. I do the best I can. I communicate with compassion. I'm with that. I listen to opposing opinions. Okay, great. So now we're going to have this dialogue tonight because you Egyptians listen to opposing opinions. And tonight, I'm going to listen to your opposing opinion. All right? I create harmony. I invoke laughter. I am open to love in various forms. What? I am open to love in various forms. I bet you are. I bet you are. Yeah, various forms. Yeah. I'm forgiving. I am non-abusive. Okay. I act respectively of others. I am non-judgmental. I follow my inner guidance. You follow your damn self. This is why these people running around talking about I'm a god. This is why you think you a damn god, because you follow your inner guidance. I follow my truth. I'm a god. I follow my inner guidance. You an idiot, and the Most High God is going to destroy you. It's going to destroy you. Straight up. Let's get it. I am non-judgmental. I follow my inner guidance. I speak without disturbing others. I do good. That's the problem. People want to speak without disturbing others. Christ himself was offending everybody. He was telling you the truth, and people didn't like it. The prophets of old were speaking truth, and everybody was pissed off. Nobody knew how to accept the truth. But these people want to tickle your ears, make you feel good, give you some spiritual words, right? Come on now. Sometimes you got to offend people. I speak without defending others. I do good. I give blessings. I keep the waters pure. I speak with optimism. I praise truth. What the hell is your truth? I am humble. I achieve with integrity. I advance through my own abilities. I embrace the all. I embrace the all. So everybody's welcome to be an Egyptologist. I'm just a free-forming, loving person, right? Y'all hit them likes button. We about to open this line up, man. Let me connect here. Now, tonight, if you would like to call in and you are pro-Egyptology, if you believe that Egypt has the answers, if New Breed is wrong on anything that I have spoke on tonight, and you follow the Egyptian faith, then definitely you can call in this evening. Defend your faith. Defend your faith. All those who follow all these spiritual leaders who teach the gods of Egypt, all these spiritual leaders who don't tell you what the hell God they serve, I want y'all to call in. If you just absolutely hate my message, I want to hear from you today. If you are a follower of Kemet, call in. And we're going to have an adult conversation. This won't be no arguing, because I will hang up on you in a heartbeat. So call with some sense. Let me get this thing connected, y'all. Bear with me one moment. Let's see. Let's get this thing connected here. Let's see. Let's get these settings. Y'all make sure y'all mash that thumbs up, y'all. Let's get this video out here, because this is what they don't want to talk about this, man. These are the topics nobody really is hitting on right now. All right, so show y'all support. If you've been in here this long, show your support. Now, the number is 470-363-1168. Now, if you want to add to this conversation, you against Egypt. If you against these spiritual Egyptology teachers, if you got a testimony you would like to share following that belief, you can call in as well. We got Baltimore, Maryland on the line. How you doing? You are live.
Yo, peace and blessings to Dr. Long. I'm excited to actually, to reason with you on this, because my perspective is, I've gone to, they have a school here in Baltimore. It's called the school, what is it? The Earth Center, which is a school that is based on Kemetic teaching from Dogon. Not to say that and I'm gonna say this, the Ma'at, I live it, and I recognize that, there is no, that doesn't make me I wouldn't say that I'm somebody who is Egyptologist or anything like that. But what I'm gonna say is that a lot of the things that were said, I just found them to be misleading to the root of, a lot of truth, because
okay, what part?
For example,
okay,
the truth, because what I see is that there is a simple truth. There's a truth of the Most High, and I see that like Jesus, there's scriptures, there are writings that have described that Jesus has studied in the schools of the mystery schools, these places that are spoken of, even in scripture, Queen Sheba, Makeda is the name that one described. She comes from Kemet. She traveled from Kemet to meet King Solomon, and based on the Keber Nagat, which is a text that Ethiopia holds as the truth of King Solomon, the lineage of King Solomon. They conceived a child together, and there are other Israelite, children who married, and Scripture has ascribed, has written of other marriages of connections made.
Well, let me.
And I say the culture, even that those 77 Ma'atic principles, that was like the king, not that would be like those aren't how that's like what do you call it when they transcribe the Bible, the new version or whatever.
A translation.
Those what you was reading, like even I was looking on the internet, there are different words to those, and even what you said about the violence, you know what I'm saying? Like Jesus spoke on turning the other cheek, so there's certain principles that are just life principles, because for example, King David was forbidden to build the temple because of the blood that he had shed. So those are principles. These are life principles.
Okay.
That that if we apply them.
All right, brother. Can you let me listen?
A heart that is not heavy.
Brother, can you hear me?
What was that?
Can you hear me? Because
I hear you, brother.
you touching on a lot of points, and I gotta address some of your talking points before you go on a
Okay.
long
But
dissertation.
how do you want to hold it? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot to say.
Okay,
you said a lot.
Okay,
I'm attempting to kind of like touch on a lot of things and be brief.
Okay, now allow me to respond to some of the things you're saying. All right, because you're making a lot of points. Number one, there is a pure understanding that a lot of quote unquote Israelites, they dwelled in Egypt. There's plenty of marriages between Egyptians and Hebrews. I mean, we live there. So I'm pointing that out to say that, anywhere that anybody dwells, they're going to marry and intermingle with the people. So, I mean, the point, let me finish. The point of this discussion is, as people, we want to come up, we want to rise to the top, we want to be the kings and queens that we once were. You spoke on the Laws of Mayat. I want to know, how can this benefit us rising as people opposed to the biblical laws that were put in place? And since Egypt fell before, based on the fact that they did not serve one God, because they were definitely into polytheism. I mean, you can't denounce that. History doesn't lie on that. They served many gods. How can we, let me finish here. Here's the question. How can we rise as a people and be on one accord if we are serving multiple gods?
All right, see, that's what I don't think that is a difference between the Israelite and the Hebrew, the Egypt. Egypt is a culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, Egypt is a civilization where people migrated and a cultivated a culture of learning, of sciences, of these different things. So even when you speak on the Egypt, that's a European term for the place. You know what I'm saying? But I say that, there are different dynasties of the word that ones use to describe those. And it's different. They reign differently. You know what I'm saying? So when you put this umbrella statement on the whole of like Egypt, this is how they operated. It depends on what dynasty you're talking about. Because even the things like anything that comes from the European perspective, I disregard it. So those sources, I disregard. I don't even check them sources, man. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I'm gonna ask this question again.
I don't see a difference between the Hebrew law and the Kemetic law. I see that the root of it is to maintain a certain balance of self, a certain self-mastery, a certain having a heart to be as light as a feather, so that we don't, because what happens is when we cast judgment, that judgment comes on us.
Brother, let me stop you. Listen, brother, listen to me. Listen, brother, listen. We got a lot of calls. Brother, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of calls, brother. Listen, I asked the question.
I know.
I asked the question, brother. I asked you a question. You didn't
I
answer.
thought I answered it.
Listen to the
question. You don't think I answered?
Listen to the question that I'm asking. What I'm asking you is this, brother. As people in the quote-unquote black community, if we are to come together under one accord, how will the laws of Mayat, and we're talking about all of the laws, how, number one, let me just point this out. The Bible laws and the laws of Mayat are not the same, brother. We have dietary laws, we have ceremonial laws, and we have civil laws. They are not the same. I've showed you. Okay, the question is this. How are the laws of Mayat or serving multiple gods? I want you to address the fact that how can we come together? Here's the question. How can we come together under one accord serving more than one God? That's the question.
All right. See, we ain't serving more than one God. The laws of Mayat it ain't nothing about serving no more. It's about self-mastery.
Who is the God of Egypt?
Because if we don't master ourselves, then we are going to continue. Because the Hebrew culture, we fallen in that culture. You know what I'm saying? We have transgressed, we have worshipped idols and these type of things, and the position we're in reflects that. So I don't see a difference And so basically the answer to the question is self-mastery. By applying these principles, we will not be out here projecting our dysfunctions on the world. So I have not, I have not done iniquity. I have not done violence. These things are corruption. These things are heaviness of heart. You know, it's about moving through this life experience with a light heart. And what's happening is our people are out here pointing the finger.
All right, brother. Listen. You said self-mastery. So basically, okay, that's your answer. I asked, let me just make this clear for the audience. I asked this brother, how can we come together serving more than one God? He claims that Egypt don't serve more than one God. And
I ain't saying that.
You did, brother.
I said. That's not what I said. I said the laws of Mayat ain't about serving no more than one. I ain't no Egyptologist. You know what I'm saying? I ain't one of the ones that go over here.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, brother. Okay, listen, brother. Listen. What God do you serve?
I serve the Most High.
You serve the Most High.
The Creator.
The most. Okay.
It ain't no.
Okay, stop, brother.
Ain't no idolatry over here.
Brother, okay, you serve the Most High, right?
The Most High. Yes,
okay, the Most High's laws in the Bible are different from the laws of Mayat. That's confusion. You will be served.
We're going to speak on that. We're going to talk about Leviticus. Because if we're going to talk about the laws of the Most High, then we ain't supposed to be wearing clothes where if it's wool and it's cotton. We ain't supposed to be blending the two. We ain't supposed to be cutting our hair with razors at our temples. But we over here violent. We picking and choosing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I know it's different.
All right, we're going to the next call, all right? Because listen, I'm not dealing with confusion here. The general basis is listen, we're not serving ourselves no more. We serving the Most High God. That's all that these brothers are talking about, going within and serving self. How can you serve the Most High and be your own God and follow the laws that's opposing to the Most High's laws? It's confusion. Again, the call-in number is 470-363-1168. And if you are calling from a private number, you will not get an answer. Again, I'm not trying to argue with brothers. If you're being long-winded with your answers, I can't deal with it. We got Washington, D.C. in the house. You on the line.
What's up, man? So, I'm 20 years old, man. I'm from Washington, D.C.
Okay.
I wanted to try to not debunk your argument or anything like that, but I want to compare and contrast for real.
You said you were what?
I want to compare and contrast your religion. Or, I don't know if it's a religion. Are you a religious person or you just...
No, I don't. Religion is man-made. I serve the Most High God, the creator of heaven and earth. The one who split the seas, the one who laid the firmament. I only serve one God. No religion.
Okay. No religion.
Yep.
Okay. You say that Egyptology and stuff and all the Kemetic stuff. What is your world opinion on that? Like, what you think all that is just baloney? All of it is just...
Well, listen, let me respond. We made it very clear at the beginning of this stream that Egypt was a very powerful nation. They had a lot of technological advances. They were innovators. When you look at modern society right now and you compare it to America, a lot of key components were taken from Egypt. Even if you look at the dollar bill, you see the pyramid on the back of the dollar, right? Because the Greeks stole a lot of things from Egypt. But let me finish. The problem is that Egypt served many gods and they didn't have a code of conduct that was sustainable. That's why Egypt is no longer here, because my God destroyed it. That's why. That's my take on it. Now, what I was asking people is, if you believe that Egypt is the way for our people to become a great nation and come up and build and be strong, then let it be known. Because mind you, we've already failed. The Egyptians failed. So whatever they were doing, it did not work. Being nonviolent didn't work. When the Greeks came over there, it didn't work. Let me finish. Let me finish, bro. Let me finish. Listen, brother. The Greeks, when the Greeks came over to conquer, being nonviolent didn't work. You understand? So that's my take on Egypt. I don't think it's the answer for our people. Serving multiple gods is not the answer. Now, what would you like to add?
Okay, I would like to add, okay, multiple gods. Okay, Most High. That's why it is multiple gods, but you're not it necessarily will serve most gods. You serve the Most High. And people in this, I know, like you said, people say they gods. All that's not true. The gods are not here. The gods are working through us. We are not the creator, but we are a part of the creator. And when people say the black woman is God, that's very true. The black woman is God. Let me tell you why. Nobody, I don't care who you is, I don't care. A man cannot bring life into this world without a woman. It's not possible. You're not going to do it. It's not going to work. The woman, then the man. That's why the man is big. Come on, like, man, it's look, people, Most High, they say it's the man, right? But who created the Most High? If he's the man, how did he get here? How did he get here?
Brother.
Man,
you said that. Let me respond. Let me respond.
How you get here? How did you get here?
Can you hear me?
Right?
Can you hear me?
A portal. That's how you got here. A woman.
Brother, are you listening? Can you hear me?
This came from God, woman. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, well, listen. Let me respond to what you're saying. I don't know if you're asking rhetorical questions or not. All right, so what you just said is the black woman is God. I've heard that many times. And you can't get a life without a black woman. Guess what? You can't get life without a black man either, or a man, no matter what race. You need a man. Let me finish, brother. Or I'm gonna hang up on you. Don't cut me off. Listen, brother. I'm responding to what you just said.
Okay.
You cannot get life without a man or a woman. In fact, at the beginning, that is the image of the Most High. Man and woman, he created them in his image. He created them in his image. So when you look at the heavenly realm, you have the feminine side and you have the masculine side. The Holy Spirit, the Most High created the Holy Spirit, and that will be the feminine energy, not an actual female, but the divine creation. So I'm not taking out or negating the fact that the feminine energy and the feminine aspect is needed to create life. That does not mean that the woman is God, brother. The Most High is the creator. He is the great I am. You ask how God was created. Before anything was laid, before the firmament of the earth was even laid, he was. That's why let me finish, brother. I'm responding to you. This is an answer I'm giving you. When it says I am in the Bible, he was creation. He was the first spirit hovering over the darkness. He was the light. You know, when Albert Einstein talks about the Big Bang Theory and light came out of darkness, listen, the Most High is the Big Bang. He was already there. He is the light that came out. He is the one who created. Listen, this whole earth is intricately designed and created by the Heavenly Father, brother. When you look at all these hurricanes, when you look, brother, listen, brother, I'm doing a show right now. So I'm teaching while I'm teaching the people and I'm responding to you. So I'm gonna need you to remain silent while I'm responding. You understand? Now, what I'm telling you is, brother, is that the Most High is the creator. You only can serve one God. And yes, Egypt had multiple gods. That's why they failed. They were idolaters. Our God, the Most High, the one who created the heaven and the earth, he destroyed Egypt because they were idolaters. You understand? But that's my response to your question, brother. Good question. Thank you. The woman is not God, brothers and sisters. You need man and woman to create life. Come on, man. Stop calling with the nonsense. That's just nonsensical rhetoric. All right? We got New York in the house. You on the line.
Yo, what's up, big bro?
What's good with you?
Chilling, man. Yeah, I'm not trying to throw no shots at anybody, but yeah, a lot of these dudes that be saying like that be believing in Egypt stuff, they be kind of like simps, you know? They be raised by a mom, because there was a lot of matriarch society going on in Egypt. They love, like, pushing that woman is God and all of this and that, and praising that woman, not downplaying them, but they be like, you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact, brother. And we're not trying to be misogynist on here, but listen, a woman can't have a baby without a man either. The Most High is a man. He's not a woman. All right? The Most High, the Bible tell you, said he was a man of war. And you're right, brother. I'm glad you pointed that out. There's a lot of brothers who was raised in single parent households like myself. And still, you know, a lot of these brothers, they bow before the feminine energy because their mother is pretty much what they know. You know what I'm saying? Although I was raised in a single parent household, I know that the Most High is a man because the Bible, the scriptures is what made a man out of me. The laws to live by, how to live, how to interact with my people. That gave me my manhood. The Most High God gave me that through the scriptures and how to live. So I think you're right on that, brother. Would you care to expound on that a little bit more?
I mean, that was basically, I just noticed from looking up certain things about Egypt there, the women be running things and this and that, and I just put that correlation together. You know, a lot, like you said, the majority of are in single mother households, so they just cleave into that energy. Excellent. And one other thing too, you said, yeah, the Bible makes you, that's why I really attract to the Bible too. It really gives you, like, you know how they be saying alpha male, it gives you alpha male principles to stand on. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I definitely respect what's going on. I just want to throw that 2 cents in.
Man, thank you, brother. That was a great call. I appreciate you for calling in.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
All right, you too. Peace. That's real right there. Now, listen, if you still pro-Egyptology, listen, the playback is going to show everything. If you was right, if you was hitting those points, then it's going to show on the playback. Again, the number is 470-363-1168. I got the number in the Arkansas. You in the building? Shalom.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Oh, it's good out here, man.
Okay. What would you like to add to this conversation?
You had some quiet characters on your show, man.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man. Now I don't know too much about the Egyptian talking like the last few brothers talked about, but now I would say this, New Breed. He did say, most as you talking about, he did say it's gonna come a time, man, where you know people weren't going to hear the sound doctrine.
Could you repeat that, brother? It was a little bit muffled.
You know, the Lord said these people weren't going to be able to adhere to sound doctrine.
Yeah, they wouldn't be. Yeah, the scriptures tell you that.
Yeah. Now, if you notice, by the last, I believe the last 2 comments, you know, you can tell they kind of off when you start talking about these scriptures, because God came first, then the heavens, and then, you know, all us and everything else came into being, man. So
absolutely,
it's just you know, so it's just a big old mess, man. Like I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get off the land, but God ain't the author of confusion, man. So what God are these folks serving?
Absolutely, and that's hey, brother, you just hit the nail on the hammer. I'm telling you, right? Because anytime you got a question, who created God then? Well, who did this and who did that? Listen, you shouldn't have to call me and ask me that, because your faith system should tell you all of that.
And then to New Breed, I'm gonna say it. If they was to read the scripture, the book said he came from Timon. Timon means he came from nowhere.
Absolutely.
So they ought to tell you who reading the scripture and who ain't.
Yep, absolutely, brother. And you know,
that's what I'm telling you.
Facts. And you know, anytime confusion is in play where they have to ask you, you know, who created God. I mean, I've never heard somebody in any religion ask somebody who created God. You know what I'm saying? Because every religious belief in the higher power. They believe in the Most High God.
every religion believe in the Most High, even if they're serving the wrong God, they believe there is a God. See, a lot of these Egyptologists serve themselves. They truly believe that they are their own God. The laws of Mayat teach them to dig within, take thyself as counsel, take heed to their inner thoughts and their inner being. You understand? They're not serving God. They're not serving the Most High.
And then too, New Breed, he said that it was a way that seemed right unto a man.
Yep. Facts. You
It's the way it's the ways of death. I read it, man, backwards and forward. So they got to come on and get on with the program.
Facts. Hey, you got it, brother. Thank you for shedding light, brother. I appreciate you.
Have a blessed night.
You too. Peace. So far, man, if you pro Egypt, you need to call in because it don't look like y'all ain't looking too good. Y'all ain't looking too good right now. I done went over your laws. I done showed your history. But that was an excellent caller right there. Again, the number is in the description box. Oh, actually, I think I forgot to leave the number out of the description box this time. That's why the calls are not coming at the higher frequency they normally call. But if I have any moderators, please put the number in. It's 470-363-1168. All right. If y'all can share it in the chat. All right, we got a call from Georgia. This is a local call. You on the line. You're live. Shalom.
Hello?
Yeah. Is this Georgia or Texas?
Is it Georgia?
Okay. What's good with you, brother? You're on the line live.
Man, what's up with you, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you, brother? What would you like to add to this topic? Bro, you good?
Yeah, I'm having some lag on my phone, bro.
Oh, okay. What would you like to add to this topic? You live. All right, we lost that caller. Arkansas.
Hey.
Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Right. Yeah, so on the subject of Egyptology, the main thing that I'm listening to, and the main thing I hear, and I've listened to a lot, that it does, the thing that I'm hearing, that it does feed into almost like it's almost like in yourself, you know, like it's almost like in myself, you know, like I am who I am, and it is like I am God myself.
Yep.
And that is the thing, and it does what it does for most people. What it does is it gives what it's doing right now, and I see it happening. What it's doing is giving a lot of empowerment, you know, to some people who don't understand like the scripture, who haven't gone into the Bible, done the work, and really read the Bible front to back to understand, you know, like how that really goes. So what the Egyptology situation is doing is giving our people, what it's doing is giving our people like a sense of power. Mm-hmm. And what it's doing is almost feeding into the insecurity, you know, of what has happened to our people.
Absolutely.
And it's unfortunate, you know.
No, you just made a very powerful point. And, you know, and it's because our people have been disenfranchised. You know, we lost our original heritage, our culture, and the fact that the Egyptians were so powerful. They were a great nation.
Right.
When you really look at it, they had all kind of technology. They were opening up portals. They were actually having stargates. They were coming up with chariots before chariots was a thing. So when people see the glory of Egypt and they realize that that history was stolen from us, they cut the noses off the Sphinx and things of that nature, we automatically cleave to it. And it's out of ignorance because we don't understand that Egypt did fall. Egypt was judged.
Absolutely.
God judged Egypt.
Absolutely.
And those people, they were very empowered.
Absolutely.
You know, those people were very empowered spiritual people. They were articulate. They were very self-sufficient. They believed in themselves. They dug within. But guess what? That didn't stop the Most High God from utterly destroying them. That's the point. They're not here no more. Now we got to figure out. Yep, I'm listening.
Well, what we see happening now is that same thing coming down, happening in the end days. It's almost like a 360. You know, it's like rounding back around, and we're going. If our people do not wake up, we're going to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be the same. We fall. It's almost like we're not eating. Like it's like we're going to repeat the same thing. We're going round and round and round again. And what it's trying to teach us is if we don't go in and learn the statutes, you know, the things that he taught us from years ago, and the lessons are there. You know, they are there. And if we don't get them again, we're falling back into the same thing. So even though we see the empowerment, you know, we see it. I see, you know, the people, us waking up. However, what they're doing is going back into a hole.
Absolutely.
We're not eating it, you know, like we should.
Absolutely.
So unfortunate. Because I can see the empowerment, but it's going pride, you know, where it's like it's pride instead of humble understanding of where we need to be.
Absolutely.
And where we should have been.
Hey, sister,
so unfortunate.
Hey, I'm gonna say this.
It's so unfortunate.
No, you're right. You actually quantified that perfectly. You know, the Bible tells us that there's nothing new under the sun. So it is history repeating itself. And, you know, somebody got to be servants. Somebody got to be a servant. And I'll say this, as a servant of the Most High will propel you. It is nothing weak about serving a God and the Most High God and being humble and coming in that spirit of humility. There's nothing weak about it. The strongest people in the world are the best servants. And that's what they don't understand. You don't have to be your own God. You understand? So thank you, sister. You had a great call. I got a lot of calls on the line. All right. Absolutely. You have a blessed evening.
All right. Good to talk to you. All right.
You too. Peace.
All right.
New York, you on the line. You're live.
Can you hear me?
Whoa. Can you turn the volume down just a little?
Hello?
Yeah. You're live.
Yeah, hello? You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right. I want to present to you a term.
I'm sorry.
Prosteria.
That brother's call kept going in and out. I could barely hear it. That brother was from Syria, though. I did catch that part. That would have been an interesting call, but the quality of the call wasn't. I know you guys probably couldn't hear that. Again, the call-in number is 470-363-1168. California, you're live.
What's up, brother?
What's good with you, bro? How you doing?
Man, everything is good, man. I just want to start off by saying, man, I'm a follower of your channel, man. I appreciate everything you're doing, man.
Man, thank you, brother. All praises to the Most High. Appreciate your support.
I just got a couple questions for you, man. Like, what? I didn't get to catch the whole entire live stream, but I just wanted to know, because I'm a particular follower of the Egyptology and things of that nature. What exactly do you personally don't agree with, or just don't feel the Egyptians didn't do right, or things of that nature?
All right, I'm gonna answer that for you. Just allow me to grab a scripture real quick.
Okay, no problem.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is here. Let me pull this scripture up real quick. I want to make sure I'm getting the right one. All right. We're going to hold on, make sure I get the right version here. All right. All right. And we're going to Exodus 34 and 14. That's what scripture.
34:14.
Yep.
Okay.
And it says, "For thou shalt worship no other God, for the Lord whose name is jealous, is a jealous God." Now, the reason why I pointed that out is because Egypt was into polytheism. They served many, many gods, many idols. And our God is a jealous God. I serve the Most High God, the creator of heaven and earth. And Egypt fell as a nation because of all the sexual immorality. They served multiple gods, multiple deities, Isis, Aset, Hotep, Amun-Ra. The list goes on and on and on. All right. They also worship them.
I hate to interrupt you, but could you expand on the sexual immorality? What did you say?
Immorality. I want you to go back and watch the playback of this live. But some of the things that I've shown, already in this live, I don't really want to go into repeating a lot of it. But I'll just put it out there like this: a lot of what you see in America right now, they stole a lot of things from Egypt. The Greeks stole everything from Egypt. They served the same gods as Egypt. So a lot of this stream was comparing modern society to ancient Egypt. Homosexuality, bestiality, incest, all of the above. The Most High God destroyed Egypt, and now people are basically trying to serve the same gods of Egypt. And the question that I had for everybody who's calling in is, since Egypt already fell as a nation, they were already left desolate. God's people were delivered from Egypt. When Moses said, "Let my people go," yeah, that's God's people getting delivered. When we walk through dry shod. So my question to the people is, if we're going to come together, if we're going to rise to the top, how are we going to do so following the same belief system as Egypt if they already failed? So that's my whole perspective.
Interesting. Okay, man, I appreciate your time, brother. I'm gonna check the whole live stream out and make sure I go through it, man. My name's Nige, by the way. So like I said, man, I've been following you, and I appreciate what you're doing, man.
Thank you, brother.
Keep doing your thing, brother.
All right, appreciate it.
Be safe.
All right, you too. Peace.
Peace.
Good call. Good call. The brother just wanted to be up to speed. We got Ohio in the house. You're live.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Okay, so what was the question here? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're live on the line. What would you like to add to the topic? Are you pro-Egyptology? Are you against it? What do you think?
Actually, I'm against Egyptology because there's a guy that I was actually speaking with, and he was trying to explain it to me, and he was like, God is a woman, and it was just kind of confusing, but actually I'm against it just because of the things that they, do.
Okay. So let me ask, so you said, let's just to reiterate, you said somebody tried to introduce you to it and it just confused you.
Yeah, like what threw me off was him saying like God is a woman and like women can like have babies without a man.
Right.
And I was like, what is?
Exactly. Hey, let me ask you this. Have you ever seen a woman have a baby without a man?
No. Oh, I've seen a woman have a baby.
Well, listen, without any artificial insemination?
No. Never.
Never,
I'm
right?
like, how is that even possible?
She had to have a seed planted, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's.
He was trying to make it like the woman has the internal organs, already inside of her.
Like what? Yeah, exactly. But we never seen that happen, right? That's because Egyptologists believe that, well, the original Egyptian belief was that somebody masturbated all people into existence. So
wow.
so the sky's the limit with them. They some wild people. So I mean, that just is what it is. That's the beliefs of them. But
yeah, and it seems like to me it's growing and growing. It seems like it's something that's becoming popular because
yeah, that's because
you know the world is going the way it's going. You know, the road less traveled is hard to walk. You know, and I feel like we should just continue
absolutely
to do the things that we're doing. You know, and preaching the word.
Absolutely.
And the Most High.
Absolutely, thank you. And the only reason is growing the way it is because people they just lack the information really. So we just doing our best to put it out there. And listen, they can even question themselves like, is this the right way? You know, if you're a person who believe in Egyptology, question yourself. Question is
right, and I'm
yep.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You can finish.
Right. Okay. And the guy. Not to, continue on about it, but that was kind of like my first experience with, kind of trying to understand it from their perspective. And later on, I just kept preaching to him, the word, the gospel, and just trying to be understanding and empathetic towards him, because it's like, it seems a little bit confusing and I heard it a little bit, and later on he ended up trying to reach out to me again. And I was like, no, I just cut all ties with it. It's like beating a dead horse. It seems like you're just trying to bring confusion into what I believe, and I do believe that, we serve the Most High. There are rules set that we have to obey by.
Absolutely. Thank you,
follow
sister.
the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High.
Well, thank you, sister. Hey, I'm glad you got out of that situation. All praises to the Most High. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
Oh, peace. Hey, if you an Egyptologist, call in. I want all Egyptologists to come in and make a point. Tell us how Egyptology is the answer. How is serving the gods of Egypt the answer? Defend your faith. New York, you're in the house. You're live.
I'm in the building.
Say what?
Can you hear me? Am I choppy?
No, I can hear you. You're loud and clear.
Okay, peace, King. How are you?
Peace, I'm well. How are you?
I'm chilling. So I was in the chat. I was tuning into the frequency is interesting. My Laws Chapter. You see in the chat in there, and okay. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm a follower of Egyptology or anything of that nature, but like the emperors before stated that a lot of our people gravitate towards this for empowerment because we have laws as identity in this land called America. So what Egyptology is doing for us as people is it's giving us a sense of self, and it's also empowering us. Now, we have to understand that Egyptology isn't a religion, and it's not about serving multiple gods. What you're seeing is principles. These are principles, and we follow the laws of the universe. That is who we call the Most High. It's the same thing, just different words. So when you look at the religions of today, they took all of that science, because that's what spirituality is, really. It's science. It's science of the cosmos, of nature. It's talking about energy. And when you look at what Albert Einstein stated, energy cannot be destroyed or created. It can just transform. So we are energy. That's what we are. And God is a frequency.
Okay,
it's a high frequency, right? So what Egyptology is actually helping us do is helping us master self. Knowledge of self, get in tune with ourselves, meaning we're tapping into our energies and we're mastering it in a way where we can manifest, we can know how to walk through this stuff. And it's not really, I do look at myself like I'm God, but I look at you like you're God too. I look at everyone like they're pieces of God.
Okay, let me respond to a couple points that you made. All right. Number one, when you came in, you said that people are, we've basically lost our history, our heritage, our culture from America. And it's very true. But the problem is we're not Egyptians. The people here in America are the children of Israel that the Bible speaks of. We are the Most High's elected people. There's 12 tribes of Israel. We fit the gifts We fit the curses written of in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. That is our identity. And our identity is of royal lineage and bloodline. The Hebrews were actually ruling everything at one point in time. When we were in Jerusalem, we were totally kings and queens. I mean, we ran everything. All trade went through us. You understand? So I feel like a lot of the Hebraic culture is not really publicized as much as Egyptian culture. On mainstream media, they show more Egyptian culture. You see the one eye, you see the pyramids, you see these great things. And that makes people gravitate towards that. And just to clarify things for you, we are an extension of the Most High God. The Bible itself says, don't you know that ye are gods? But we are not God himself. You understand? Now, when it says we are gods, let me break that down properly for you. When it says we are gods, it means we have the same ability as a God. We can create, we can procreate, we can make images of ourselves. Like when you have a baby, when you get impregnated, you actually made an image of yourself. The same way a God can create, you can create. You can make a song, you can make art, you can paint, you can build. You can do what a God can do, but you are not God. You are not the creator of the heaven and earth. And that's the issue that we're having. If we were to actually tap into, let me finish here. If we were to actually tap in to the creator of the heaven and earth, not the universe, because the Most High made the universe. If we was to actually tap into the Most High, the creator of the universe, then we would rise as people. Egypt had already failed because they inherited these components of self-worship. And I'm a person who I love myself. I love all my brothers and sisters, but we are not the Most High God. How would you like to respond to that? And let me ask one more question. No, and listen, this is not an argument here, but let me ask this one question. So
hold on, because you're gonna make me lose my thought, though.
Yeah, but I'm gonna give you no. But I responded to you. Now I'm gonna give you a question, and I want you to respond to the question. You don't need to respond to what I just said. That was a response to what you said. Now respond to my question I'm about to ask you. All right. So the question.
No. You said about Egypt falling, right? Egypt was conquered, like many lands that's on this planet. Egypt was conquered by Alexander the Great, the Greeks, and so ever since they got conquered by the Greeks, every dynasty after that was patriarch. It was a whole different society of what connect the people of that land was under matriarch. Once it got conquered by Alexander the Great, that's when everything turned, and that culture, which when you talk about Egypt, that's the times, the era that you're speaking of, but the principles, the laws, all of that nature is not really talking about the culture and all those things that happened after it was conquered.
Sister, let me respond. Hold on, listen. Let me respond. Sister, let me respond to what you just said real quick. Listen, every culture was conquered. You're right about that. But listen, I being one of the Hebraic faith, I can tell you exactly why we were conquered. We were conquered because we didn't honor God's laws. The Most High put rules and regulations in place for us to live by and for us to follow. We did not adhere to those laws. It was prophesied that we would be enslaved because of this. Now, when I asked an Egyptian, why did they fall as a nation? The simple answer they got is that we were conquered. No, you fell as a nation because you didn't honor God's laws. The Most High God destroyed Egypt. Do you know the plagues of Egypt? Do you know what happened there in history? Do you know that the rivers turned red?
Your religion didn't even exist. Egypt is the oldest source of any type of scriptures. Any religion out there, they got their source from Egyptology. They got it from there. That is the source of your religion. That was there first. Even Greeks went into that land and stole their knowledge, which is science. They took science and they're using it against us today. That is what Egyptology is about. It's about science. It's about energy. And how can your God be a jealous God if that energy is a low frequency? That is a low frequency. My God is a high frequency God. That is the Most High. He's not even able to tap into that jealousy frequency. So I don't know what God you serve, but it sounds like Lucifer to me.
All right. I'm getting her off the line because that's just ridiculous. See, this is the problem. People want to serve themselves. They don't want to bow before a higher power. The question that I was going to ask the sister before she went into that tangent, is what God she served. Who is your God? How can the laws of Egypt bring us back to full fruition if they fail? And here's the thing, brothers and sisters. Let's make this perfectly clear. Egyptology is not the oldest religion known to man. And if you're talking about religion, you're in a whole nother conversation because I don't deal with religion whatsoever. This discussion is not about religion. We're talking about who the creator of the heaven and the heaven and earth are, who laid the laws, the foundations. See, the problem is that a lot of these Egyptologists believe because there's a virgin birth written of and on the laws of Mayat or on the pyramid walls, they truly believe that came through our Bible. The word virgin in the Bible was something totally different. The Most High God had a biological father. So bottom line is you can call in, but you're not going to be disrespectful. Did I disrespect that sister and say that she served Satan? Did I outright come and say, sister, you serve Satan, you serve Lucifer? No, I didn't. But in all honesty, that is who she serves. She serves various gods, or she serves herself. Simple as that. Ohio, you on the line. We lost Ohio. And guess what? Our God is a jealous God. Let me just put that out there. The Most High God, he don't want you serving all these gods. He don't even want you just serving yourself. He wants you to serve him because he created everything. North Carolina, you on the line.
Yo, what's up, Rick?
What's good? You on the line, you're live. What would you like to add to the conversation?
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking about this. Hold on, wait, let me show you. I was thinking about this, and I'm looking at it, and I was just thinking.
Hold on, brother. You got some. You got to turn it down in the background.
That was all these. Can you hear me?
No, you got to turn it down in the background. I'm hearing an echo.
All right, yeah, down.
All right, you in? Yeah, you in. What's up?
All right, but yeah, what I was saying was when I first started to wake up and stuff, I was like, oh no, there was all these conscious YouTube channels and stuff, and I feel like for the people who are actually believe in this stuff, it's kind of those things where you're like, you want to be a god, and the people who want to be a god, they're like, oh no, they desire the things of the world because that's how it was with me personally on some type stuff, because oh no, it's how do I say this? It's you just want stuff that's of the world. You're not really following God's commandments. You're not bowing to a higher power. You're worshiping the creation, but in all reality, somebody created this.
Absolutely.
But I don't know.
Hey, that was a great point. That was a great point.
I don't really believe the Egyptology stuff because it just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. And it's interesting, brother. The Most High God is not the God of confusion. He makes things very, very simple for us. It's very simple. He created the heaven and earth. We serve him. He has rules that we live by. It's very simple. And, anytime you can ask somebody what God they serve and they say that they serve themselves, that's a red flag. Because you have no rules to govern yourself. Matter of fact, that's Satanism. That is literally Luciferianism because Aleister Crowley, the one who wrote the Satanic Bible, he said, do what thou wilt is the whole of the law. That means you do whatever you want to do as long as it resonates with your inner self, with your consciousness, with your spirit. And it creates people who are searching for things of this world. They're trying to be highly revered. And see, listen, if we was following my laws of the book, Even when that last call came in with that sister, when a man is speaking, that sister's supposed to be listening. That's a law. She's supposed to remain silent when a man is teaching, but they don't teach her that. They don't teach them that in Egyptology. You know, because that'll have, you know, these women in this belief system, they operating on emotion because they've been told that they've been God. They've been put on a pedestal. They've been told that they can have a baby without a man. So how are they going to follow the Most High God? So, I mean, you bringing some real points, brother.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I was trying to say. But like, because that's how it was for me when I first started waking up. It's like these channels were just here to like deceive me and have me believe in something else. But
Absolutely.
I don't know, man. Thank you for calling.
Absolutely. Thank you for the call in, brother. We're going to go to the next call. Appreciate
you doing. And you helped me out a lot, for real. I'm thankful for that.
All praises. Thank you, brother. Peace. Yes, indeed. Egyptologists call in. Leave your emotions and be ready to have a conversation. California, you're on the line. You're live.
Hey, California, it's good.
What's good with you, bro?
I'm good, brother, man. I'm good. First and foremost, man, you probably don't know this, but it's not one thing I disagree with you on.
Okay.
I watch you a lot, your lives and things like that, man. Definitely a huge fan. But there is a question I do want to ask you, and a lot of people fail to realize when you judge something, a lot of people don't realize you gotta look by the fruit. So if there's no fruit behind it, then the information holds no weight. So like, you know, when people believe in like the new age and this new stuff that they believe in, there's no fruit behind it. You know what I'm saying? There's no fruit behind it, and that's how you define the truth. You know what I'm saying? So in other words, what we stand by, Yahshua Yahweh, Elohim, he's the truth because there's truth behind it, and that's how you could separate our beliefs and their beliefs. I'm just trying to, so the audience can have a clear understanding, so it won't be confusing, if that makes sense.
Okay. Thank
you. Yeah.
Do you have something in regards to Egyptology?
Say it again.
Do you have any opinion on this Egyptology thing? What would you like to bring forth regarding that?
I don't think it's I think there's no concrete in it. And I'm gonna tell you why I feel like there's no concrete in it, because it's too many confusions. It's like, okay, like if you read the scriptures in the Bible, there's fruit behind it.
Absolutely.
This one person actually debated with me the other day. He was talking about, the Bible is not real. This and that. I said, well, did you read the Bible? And he said, well, no, but I looked up on YouTube. I said, well, you can't really debate with me.
Right.
If you don't, what you think? Go ahead.
I said, no, you're right. You're 100% right. A lot of these people who dispute the Bible, they never even read the Bible. They don't even know what's in it. How can listen? I read the Egyptian Book of the Dead. I know that it's garbage. I read the Quran. You understand? I read the Quran before I read the Bible. So when I'm speaking on these topics, this is something that I've read, and I know that the Egyptian Book of the Dead is highly demonic. That's a book that you got to prepare your spirit to even bring in your house. That's something that you got to look at. You got to look at like, what am I looking at here? That's a book you're gonna get out of your house once you read it. I'm telling you right now.
Oh wow, is that deep?
It's that deep, bro. It's wicked, man. It's pure wickedness. And this is the thing, like, they talk about energy. They talk about high vibrations. They talk about spirituality. But listen, nothing they're saying is gearing us towards the Heavenly Father. None of it is gearing us towards the Most High. That's why if you ask 5 Egyptologists, what God do you serve? That's a simple question. Some would say they serve Amun-Ra. Some would say Hotep. Some would say they serve, the god of the sun. Some of them worship the sun. Some of them would say the black woman is God. I mean, like, how can you come together?
I always say that.
Yeah.
Like, no disrespect to black women. But I get tired of hearing our ancestors. Oh, our black women are God. Like, how? Look, go ahead. I don't
Right.
cut you off. Go
No,
ahead.
real talk, brother. And it's like you talking about the fruits right now, brother, which is the truth. Like, look at the conscious community right now. Look at the conscious community right now. They are absolutely destroying each other. I'm talking about gossiping, back and forth, getting on panels, arguing, talking about each other's kids. And I mean, it's ratchet, bro. It's the laughing stock of YouTube. It's the laughing stock.
Right.
It bears no fruit.
At work, I can't stand to do it. At work, this dude always debate with at work. He'd be like, well, how did you know God is not the devil? How did you not know the government wrote the Bible? I said, it's the fruit. I said, what are you talking about? He said, well, astrology, that's the truth. And I'm like, man, I can't debate with you because you're one-sided. You're one-sided. I can't stand these new age. I can't stand it.
And let me point this out too for everybody out here watching who have an objective opinion on this. Listen, as a Bible believer, we believe in natural science. There is natural sciences in this earth. We believe in energy. Like, energy is real. You understand? We believe in the spiritual realm. We believe in the world that you can't see. We believe in all of that. But the problem is you're serving multiple gods. And you're serving yourself. That's not commanded. That's not commanded in our word, man.
Yeah, I want to end it with this too, Drew. I don't know if you saw my comment, but I told you, I wrote in the comment and I was right about that brother. It was a brother. I'm not trying to bring up old stuff, but it was a brother that betrayed you. But y'all went live with each other.
Yeah.
I wrote in the comment. I was like, man, this dude can't be trusted. And then 2 weeks later, he did a video about you, and I was right about it. I was right about it. I'm gonna screenshot and show you my comment, man. I was so right about that, dude. I was right about it.
Right. Yeah.
But that's it. I don't want to hold up. I know you got other callers, but yeah, man, you're on the right track, and keep fighting. Keep fighting, man.
All right. So are you, brother. Appreciate you. Shalom. All right. Now I want pro Egyptology people to call in. I want pro Egyptology. All right. The next couple calls, I wanted to be pro Egyptology. I'm gonna block that call because I want you to be calling in and be pro. Mississippi, you on the line?
What's up, Rick?
What's good? Make sure you turn it back down in the background.
Yeah, I did turn it down. What's good with you, man?
I'm good. How's it going?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I just called and just confirm it on your side.
Okay.
Let these folks know that God is real.
Okay.
And He is the only way. When you start adding to God, taking away, that's when you start messing up. That's when all this stuff going on, what's going on now. That's why it's going on.
Absolutely.
And what's the word that the word you said, the Egypt, how you said, the Egyptologist?
Which one? The Laws of Mayat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking up the word ology. Ology means a branch of knowledge. It's not knowledge.
Wow.
It's a branch of it.
Exactly. And that's real, brother. Because look, let me say this.
Get a piece of it.
Yeah, Egyptians had knowledge. That's the thing. They had knowledge. They had knowledge on stuff, but they don't have the whole truth. You're right. Ology does mean a branch of knowledge. Thanks for bringing that out, brother. No doubt about it.
For sure.
All right. Thank you for calling in, brother.
So they Egyptologists, you might as well throw that in the grass.
Throw it in the grass.
As you see, he said it's gonna be
that road now. It ain't gonna be that many. As you see, the Egyptians is a many of them. It's a lot of them. But everybody talking about Jesus is only a few. Why would you go put a lot of people that can't even understand what they believe?
Right. They don't know what they believe.
That's what
They confused.
Right.
Thank you, brother. Let me go to the next call, though, brother. Thank you for the call, man. We almost closing out, so let me get a few more in. Thank you, brother.
All right, go ahead.
All right, peace. That's real talk. Egyptologists, defend your faith. You got golden opportunity to defend your faith. Florida, you on the line.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey, what's up, Brady?
Hey, how you doing, brother?
All right, so check it. Have you ever heard? For one, just to answer the question of the topic, because I'm at work, so I'm gonna make this quick with you. All right.
All
right. To answer the topic, the topical discussion, in terms of detail and as far as Egyptology, no, I disagree in terms of multiple gods and rules that don't really have an explanation. I mean, it just says be the truth or know the truth. And you got to explain these things. You can't just, you can't just give out these laws and expect people to be walking around saying, well, this is my truth. Well, your truth could be like drinking cat blood and raping people and stuff.
Exactly.
So,
and brother, you
but go ahead.
Let me just expound on what you're saying, because I think a lot of people miss the overall reason for the live stream. Like, we're talking about rules and regulations. We're making a comparison between Egypt and the Bible's laws. And we're also comparing Egypt, modern day America, to Egypt. And a lot of people don't understand what my issue is, but my issue is that Egyptologists don't have no laws, y'all. You know, they literally are serving themselves. And that's the issue. Like, we are not going to rise as a nation serving ourselves in that way. That's the problem. And a lot of people are following these liars. They're taking counsel from people who is promoting this garbage. But I'm giving everybody an open opportunity to defend this faith. But yeah, brother, let me allow you to expound.
Okay. Okay. So what my faith is I'm a Christian Gnostic. I'm not a normal Christian that you would. That you basically what you said in the beginning of the video when you said if you were to refer yourself as a Christian, you would say that you were a 2nd century Christian prior to Constantine.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. So by Gnosticism, I learned a lot about like some of the stuff that it seems to pertain to the laws of Mayat. It seems to pertain to it. But there's too many discrepancies in those laws. Like I said, to me, it lacks detail. So I'll explain. Like when we go to Genesis of the Bible, it tells you of 2 trees. One tree is the knowledge of good and evil, but the other tree is the tree of life. The tree of life is not the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So therefore, me being ignorant or me being knowledgeable doesn't necessarily pertain to me being gifted life.
Absolutely.
Plus, the tree also is guarded by a cherubim, which holds a sword spinning about in a sword of fire. Okay?
Absolutely.
So, what I learned through Gnosticism, which is basically the word of Christ, which is what Christ taught, and what the Romans try to hide, what the Pharisees and the scribes try to basically decimate. And that is that the truth of this world is that it's utter confusion, and the flesh is utter confusion. Therefore, left is right, up is down, truth is lie, lie is truth. There's no such thing as truth without a lie, because it takes a lie to know the truth.
Absolutely. And let me say this, brother. Like you pointed out, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Listen, that tree had knowledge. It had knowledge of good and evil. So, like, when people speak on this topic, when people adhere to the philosophy of Egyptology, you're getting knowledge. You are getting history. You are getting, certain knowledge, but all knowledge ain't good knowledge. You understand? Like we was never meant to be in this state of consciousness that we're in right now. We were always meant to serve a higher power and not be self-sufficient. But thank you, brother, for pointing out the confusion that's going on, brother. I got like a couple more calls I want to get to, and I don't want to be too long-winded on this one. But thank you for calling in, brother. Appreciate you.
I got you.
All right, peace. If you are pro-Egyptologist and you can get out of your emotions, then call in. Texas, you on the line.
Yes, sir. How you doing, Newbury?
Pretty good. How's it going?
Pretty good. I'm gonna make this quick. I just want to expound on the guy that was talking earlier in the video about Egyptology and what they believe in. They're totally confused. They're totally confused.
Yeah.
They're double-minded, and the Bible says that a double-minded person is unstable in all their ways.
Absolutely.
They don't understand.
Oh,
Yes, sir. You know, we know that the devil is the author of confusion, and that's what it's just a bunch of snares and traps. And Egyptology is one of the things that is just another a snare in this thing that that's going on right now, and it's trapping a lot of young folk right now.
That's a fact, brother. Hey, you dropped that jewel right there. And you're right, it created a lot of double-minded people, because in one sense you're saying, hey, we serve the Most High, but then you turn around and say, I serve myself. Like, like that's confusing. How can you say I serve the Most High? The God I serve is the Most High, but we serve ourselves. We are God. So you serve yourself, the Most High. You serve the Most High, but you serve yourself. I mean, okay, the black woman is God, but she can't because she can have a baby without a man. But no, that's not happening. Without no artificial insemination. I asked them what God they serve. Oh, we serve the Most High, but we also serve ourselves. Like I'm sorry if I'm confusing y'all even more, but I just can't wrap my mind around dysfunction. I just can't wrap my mind around it. I personally can't see how people are falling for this. You understand?
And we can't fully understand it either, because they're falling under their own understanding, and the Bible tells you not to fall under your own understanding. You're supposed to lean on the Most High. If you fall under your own understanding, it's going to create more confusion. You know, so
absolutely.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you that real quick, and I support everything you do, New Breed.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Excellent call,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
Thanks for calling in, brother.
Appreciate it.
All right, peace.
Yes, sir. All right, bye.
All right, we can take a couple more calls. If you're a pro-Egyptology and you're willing to have a conversation where it's dialogue and you're listening and you're not emotional, let's get it. Ohio, you're on the line.
Yeah, how you doing, New Breed?
Pretty good. How's it going, brother?
Man, I'm blessed, man. Shalom to you, brother.
Shalom. Shalom. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm trying to make this quick because I'm not pro Egypt, but
okay.
I just wanted to comment on you saying that how double-minded it is, and I agree, because like you just said, like they say that women is God, they can get pregnant without men, but then they bash Mary for, you know, they bash Mary for you know, giving birth to Jesus, but then it's kind of like they kind of say one thing and then argue another point, but it be all kind of like in the same realm.
Right.
I got some family or friends. I'm sorry.
No, I'm listening to you. You got it.
I got some family and friends that believe in Egyptology, and one angle I'm like, okay, maybe, you know, when I first got introduced to it, I thought it was something like pro-black. As I started to see like people function out in the community with that doctrine, I started to realize like it seemed like a possession or something. Like like no disrespect, but it kind of seemed like schizophrenic or I don't know how to put it. But that's what it kind of coming.
That's because, listen, brother, there's a lot of different gods attached to that belief system. And a lot of people don't realize that they're entertaining various spirits. There's a lot of spirits connected to their belief system. And listen, all mental health problems are demons. And a lot of these people are demon possessed. And a lot of them are dealing with crystals and magic and stones and different idols and things of that nature. And that's causing them to have these reactions. So it definitely delves into sorcery. It definitely delves into witchcraft. And I don't think a lot of them realize that. But no, there's no doubt about that.
It's kind of scary, honestly, but but at the same time, I just try to of course, mind my business. But at the same time, I can't turn a blind eye and not at least witness what's going on. But I just want to say that I appreciate your channel. A lot of your videos have actually brought some clarity to some things. I don't want to take up too much of your time, brother.
All right, I appreciate your support. Thank you, brother. Thanks for calling in, brother. Appreciate you.
All right, God bless.
All right, bless you. All right, we're gonna take one more call this evening, y'all. If y'all want to call in, if you're pro-Egypt, that's cool. If you're not, maybe a lot of people are thinking about this one. Maybe a lot of people are changing their perspective. Chicago, Illinois, you are on the line. What's your take on this?
Hello.
Hold on, sis. Can you turn it down in the background?
Okay, shalom, New Breed. Actually, I'm not no Egyptologist, but I just wanted to thank you for bringing this truth. It's a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow. But yeah, the Bible and God's word is clear and it ain't confusing. I don't know why people try to make it like it's just rocket science.
Absolutely.
Straight and to the point. But yeah, thank you, New Breed.
Thank you.
I appreciate everything that you're doing. And I ain't gonna hold the time. I just wanted to say that.
Okay, thank you, sis. I appreciate you calling in. All praises to the Most High. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, peace. All right, we're going to take one more, y'all. We're going to take one more. If you pro-Egypt, if you want to defend your faith, call in. You ain't going to get too many opportunities like this. This is the last time I'm addressing Egyptology. Maryland, Baltimore, I believe. You're on the line.
Hello, can you hear me?
Absolutely, loud and clear.
All right, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I wanted to get on to say I appreciate your channel and I wanted to spread some positivity and some knowledge.
Okay.
So I just got done watching a video where Hillary Clinton and high-up politicians were saying that the lower class had no consciousness. And I just wanted to say that if we raise our consciousness, we can become more aware and fight against these demons that are controlling the government.
Okay, that's an interesting concept, but I want to kind of stick to the topic here. Do you have anything you would like to add in regards to Egyptology?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, thank you for your call, then.
But I do. Yep. Have a good one.
You too. Blessings. We're going to take one more because these calls are going real short. I'm working on time, but I want the last call to be one where it's memorable for y'all to know and there's no stone left unturned. If you have questions in regards to this, to my belief system and how it would better our people, if you have questions, if you want to debate, not even debate, but if you just want to question how my belief systems would help, come on through. All right, Georgia, you're on the line. You're live.
Hey, what's up, New Breed?
What's good with you, bro?
Yeah, man. I can see where, a lot of our people is getting confused. That I know we've been hurt as a people. I know that is the closest thing
to Christianity that we can possibly like try to identify, ourselves with through Egypt because okay, there was like dark melanated people there or whatever, but the Bible, the Most High, is the true and living God, and that's just what it is. He delivered us from Egypt because we were slaves. It was the best thing that ever happened to Egypt. And no matter what land that we go to, we always being suppressed. We always being taken advantage of. And what he do is separate us from the world and give us our own identity. But we get our own identity, but we get it through Christ. He gives that identity through the love and through the salvation. He shows how far he's willing to go for us, first and foremost as a leader. You know what I'm saying? And then with our willingness to follow him will give us, encouragement within, and show us how to navigate and make moves within the world. If that makes sense.
Brother, that was phenomenal. I think you just really quantified something. You pointed out the fact that, listen, Egypt was great because we were there. That's what a lot of people are not getting. Listen, we were in bondage in Egypt. We worked. We served in Egypt. We're the reason why it's so great. The same way America is so great right now.
It's the same thing.
It's not too great right now because
and it's Alexander the Great dude that the lady was talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. How about right before we came to America, Alexander the Great and the Romans and all of those was connected, but they got spread abroad due to the wars and everything that was fighting. So they had to grab what they needed, whatever they could, and separate. And what they did was, no matter where they traveled, they took God's people with them to be able to keep them, so therefore they can prosper and keep us under oppression. You know what I'm saying? And until we can come together and be able to see, one thing about the Bible, it tries the spirit by the spirit. Okay, I developed a real relationship with God, not in a church, but through going through, different addictions, family members abandoned me, isolation, facing depression. But what it was is I figured that, I was running. So he taught me how to slow down, and deal with my demons and deal with myself. And then that made me look at myself in the mirror and say, hey, man, you're worth it. And the reason that you're going through these things is not necessarily because of you. It's because I want to use you to actually raise the vibration, but raise the mindset of the people. Use you as a voice of God and as a vessel to raise the awareness of his people because he cares so much about you. So that's why I respect what you're doing because you are like that vessel right now, bro.
Thank you, brother. Highly appreciate that. All praises to the Most High. And you hit a lot of pivotal points. Like when people think of Egypt and the greatness of Egypt, they negate the fact that it was so great because the children of Israel were serving there. And we've been making this comparison to America and Egypt. And it's the same thing here. The reason why this country is so great is because we served here. We built this. It was built off slave labor the same way Egypt was. The difference is we had an exodus then, and we are now going to have a second exodus. And anybody stating claim, and anybody taking heed to these doctrines of devils, these idolaters, and these liars, they are not going to make it. You're not going to make it, sir.
You're not going to make it.
You ain't going
because in all that pineal gland stuff, you can't keep what God said. You can't serve mammon and you can't serve God at the same time. God is God. That's regardless. Okay, he's spirit. The sun is something that he created to separate the night from the day, which he did within the first days of the foundations of the earth when he created us. God is the light of the whole universe. He's the light, period. So he's above the sun. Where he is no sun. Where he is no moon. Where he is above earth. Earth is his footstool. All these things that we're talking about and we're arguing about, only thing that you got out, if you want to get to the spiritual things, you want to get to the knowledge of God, then you got to first come to God and be humble enough to say that I don't know anything, because you always will be and forever will be a student. You do not even know your purpose, so how can you argue with God? God is trying to show you yourself so you can develop see that he's trying to develop a relationship with you so you can come into knowledge. But
And
until we
brother,
learn
let me-
how to deal with each other on a basic level, we're going to forever be fallen people.
Yeah, and
You
brother,
know?
let me point
See,
this out.
It's a whole lot in this, man. I wish I could rap with you more.
No, you're right, brother. But let me point something out you just said. The Bible tells us everyone who becomes like these little children shall inherit the kingdom. Meaning not literally become like a child, but what it means is become childlike in nature in regards to everything you think you know. You know, a child is absorbent to knowledge. A child is wide-eyed. A child that knows that they don't know nothing. They're reliant on teachers and preachers and prophets and seers, and they're reliant on the word of the Most High. Meaning, listen, you got to completely come to a place of humility. How can you be in a place of humility if you think you yourself is God? That's impossible. You think that, listen, you become vain.
You will never know who you are, man.
Right. You become
Until
vain.
you humble yourself and become childlike. You're exactly right, bro.
And that's the message that I hope a lot of people gain tonight. Listen, you know, we don't all have the answers. I might not be historically accurate on every single thing. I'm not claiming to be perfect, but I'm a humble servant of the Heavenly Father, the Most High God. But brother,
right.
Thank you for calling in, brother. I'm gonna take this last call from Jersey, but thank you, brother.
Yes, sir. God bless.
Bless you. That's the real deal right there. Y'all, we building the night, man. We building the night. Did they knock my chat out? Yeah. All right, let's get it. New Jersey, you on the line. What's your thoughts?
So first I wanted to say shalom, blessings to you and everybody on the line. I think it's definitely a blessing that you're talking about this topic, because I literally, in just spending time with the Most High, was really coming back to this conflict that we as a quote Black people have with following the Most High versus following Egypt. I just wanted to extend a little bit on the point that every time in the Bible, especially in the Old Testament, when the enemies of Israel wanted to conquer us, they had to curse us. So I'm sure you're familiar with Numbers 23, when the story of Balak and Balaam, where they took one of our own to curse us by having him pretty much set up altars. That didn't work by way of the people of Israel being righteous. They would tempt them with women and tempt them by worshiping other gods.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Samson and Delilah. Same thing with Solomon and all of the wives that he was dealing with. It wasn't just about the wives that he was, entertaining. It was about the fact that his wives were worshiping other gods. And when we as the children of Israel make a covenant with a God that is not our creator, that's a little cheat. We take ourselves out of the way of protection and guidance and wisdom of the Most High. I know a lot of people want to get on the line, so I'll be super quick. But I just want to shout you out and say that is a blessing that you're talking about this, and just tell people one thing to pay attention to, right? If you look at the situation with Nick Cannon and how many quote Egyptologists he had on his show, he did not receive the kickback that he did from the world or people in general until he said that Black people are the true children of Israel, that we are the true Jews.
That is a very pivotal point you just made.
If it's really about, and you know what, to me, it's like, if it's really about suppressing quote unquote Black people and the powers that should not be, and the fact that they don't know who we are, not as Black people, but as the real Jews, then why not have the same kickback to people like Nick Cannon when they bring Dr. Umar on their show, or other people with a type of Egyptologist mindset? Because they know just like in Numbers 23, that they were able to curse the children of Israel by getting them to worship false gods. And the minute that they did that, the Moabites won.
Absolutely.
So I ask people to really keep that in mind and to also remember that Egyptology is not the main part of the fabric of Black history. If you look at the history of what is known to be Ethiopia today, by way of the story of Solomon and Queen of Sheba, and in the New Testament where it talks about Philip and the Ethiopian eunuch, they have some of the most archived texts in the Bible, and that was one of the last places in Africa that got colonized. So for people that say that the Bible is quote unquote written by the white man and influenced by the white man, look at a place like Ethiopia that, you know, for the most part stood tall. They still follow, they don't even follow the pagan calendar. If you look at, you know, Ethiopian Orthodox doctrine and values, you know, not to say that I haven't studied it in totality to know everything is about it, but
hey sis, let me say this though. You are very,
I think it's important.
Let me say this. Let me just interject for a moment. You are very knowledgeable. You are on it. I can tell that you've been astute in your studies, and you're on fire with it. You made so many pivotal points. I don't even really know where to start, but I'll say this though. The point of Nick Cannon, you know, having all of these people on his show that are Black consciousness. If you don't mind, if you could turn it down in the background, I'm hearing the echo.
Oh yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. I got you on at the same time while I'm watching. All right, I took it off. Can you hear me?
Yes. That was a great point. And also, like when you're looking at the historical relevance that you just brought forth in regards to how they try to get us to serve other gods, that's definitely a pivotal point as well. And it shows. It truly shows. But I'd like to thank you for calling in tonight. I actually got like a couple more calls, but that was a powerful call. That was definitely powerful. Absolutely.
Thank you, and God bless your channel, because you are definitely, you know, doing the work that we need. So stay up. And
all right.
Shalom.
Shalom. All praises. Thank you. Yeah, that's the real deal right there, man. And it's crazy, y'all, because in Egypt, the Egyptologists would tell you that their knowledge is the oldest knowledge and we stole the Bible from them. That's what they tell us. Well, my point is this. If we stole the Bible from you, right, and that's our text is your text, why are you trying to deviate people from reading it? That's an oxymoron. If it's your text, shouldn't you influence people to read it? If it really came from you? How can you say this document came from us? Y'all stole it from us, but we don't want you to read it. Well, common sense would tell you that if it's your stuff, then maybe we should read it. You know, it's total hypocrisy. You claim we stole it for you, but you try to get people out of the word. It's crazy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, this has been a phenomenal stream. Hopefully y'all gained a lot of knowledge and edification in this stream. Thank y'all for hanging in there. We went in for a long time. I want y'all to definitely watch this on playback. There was a lot of gems being dropped. And it's been great, family. Thank y'all for watching. With that being said, shalom and peace.